Hi. Sorry for being late. That was my bad. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful that I wasn't more late. Oh, Mech Warrior wants to play the entire soundtrack. Well, I'm thankful I wasn't more late. Sorry. I'm also thankful for Styx not casting a spell on us and destroying the world. Kildare asks, what is House and Brian's beef with you, or are you too autistic to go after? As far as I know, I don't have a beef with House. As far as Brian, I don't know. He's doing his own thing. I don't really have any strong feelings about him either way. It's I don't know. He's doing his own thing. I'm not interfering. I don't have anything to do with it. I know that he like wants to have a fight with Mr. K. That's up to Mr. K to engage if he's gonna go for that. It might be fun to see some kind of debate between him and Dixon. That could be funny. I mean, maybe we could host that. As long as there's some ground rules. But yeah, you may have seen on Twitter, but Mr. K essentially, I think we're doing a show on Friday where we have a whole bunch of, Josh stuff. We have 2 Maddies to go over. He's found some real gems of posts on Kiwi Farms. I said to him that, I said a while ago that, like, I've said before that he might get, like, feted or something because of some of the crazy shit he's saying. It's kind of a joke, obviously, but if it keeps escalating the way it does, I don't know. Like, some of the stuff he's saying is kind of like Fed posting tier. It's pretty crazy. A fight between House and Mr. K could be. I don't know. As far as I know, there's no beef between me and House. I don't know. I don't know. Like, people are saying he's Brian's manservant. I don't know. I haven't heard from either of them. I mean, I don't talk to Brian. I think every single interaction I've had with him has been just that one live, and I think that stands for itself, essentially. You can listen to it. I don't really have anything more to add than what I said there, honestly. Brian posted a Twitter DM chain calling him a dumb gay man after he destroyed a Mr. K stream. Okay. See, my understanding was that Brian and Dixon were the ones with beef. And maybe House is trying to facilitate that. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm like Brian. What DMs? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is all these guys, well, I don't know. I say that I'm like not in Discord servers and not in DMs. I'm not. I guess I'm in the one that I guess I'm technically in the server that Mr. K uses for call-ins, just to call in. Although there's nothing really in there. And so it's easy, of course, to say like, oh, these people are all in DMs, they're all in all these groups and stuff, when you really don't know. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Brian is, and maybe to a lesser extent House, so they might have something cooked up. I don't know. Brian's the straightest man in the sector. Are you married with kids? That's true. True, that's the line, right? That's the story. House is a mensch, there can never be. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I mean, I haven't, as far as I know, there's no beef. Remember when, before I left for Europe, I said that by the time I got back, there would be some kind of content aggregator for the iDub streams? Because he said he was going to stream, like, every day, which was just crazy. And I was like, no one's going to sit through all these. Or at least I'm not going to sit through all these. Someone will, and then cut it up. This guy's been doing it basically since then, around the time September 17th. So pretty much right after I left. Yeah, so actually it's like right when I said it was going to happen. But yeah, this guy does all the work. He's a king. He cuts up all the clips. I think I watched one of them before. So now I guess Kino Casino doesn't have to just steal directly from Kiwi Farms, right? Brian has a master key to all the... Yeah, he's like one of those monkeys that can jump from like every single branch. He's at home in the jungle. You know? Did you ever consider doing call-ins? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? I want to do honestly, what I want to do is I will fight anyone about anything type call-ins, because I just love that. Even if I don't even have the, just take a position and I'll argue with you against it. The thing is, of course, people would troll. People would be like, okay, well, you have to defend Josh's file board. It's like, I don't want to do that. Like, within reason, I guess. The one I want to do call-ins, the thing that stopped me from doing it, like, from the outset was having to use Discord. I don't want to do that. But Swan Kelly says that not Stream Elements, the other one, StreamYard, you can do call-ins without it. So I should just do that. He's never going to do call-ins. Yeah, it's Vouchmas, guys. It's the same thing as Vouchmas. It's call-ins any day now. Dogs, your stream is getting sidetracked by gay internet drama that you... I don't know. Dark Ninja might be involved. I know he has beef with Brian. Maybe there's... I don't know. Calls in insisting you're coming on. Yeah, well, I don't know. That's the other, I guess, downside is then what the other problem with call-ins. I mean, you see it with Mr. K sometimes is Brian or whoever will call in and it just hijack the whole thing. That's why you kind of have to do one or the other. Either it's like and I know that that's not what people want. They wanted to have the show and then call-ins at the end, right? You can do it that way. I think we know how you feel about Josh's board. I like Kiwi Farms, kind of. I mean, I like it less now. It's kind of dead, honestly. I was looking at the stats. I think Mr. K sent me the stats of like active users, and the numbers are kind of crazy because they're like half what they were right before Drop Kiwi Farms. And so then Drop Kiwi Farms happened, obviously, and that wiped out a lot of people. But then it was like building up again afterwards after they won that. And then now it's like a third of what it had built up to. I always thought people calling like that the site was actually going to die were kind of hyperbolic because it seemed to just be getting more relevant. But the fact is, if you want to watch like the drama stuff, it's just not even necessary anymore. Yeah, I like turned into a sped-fest. Yeah, I would have to be kind of like strict about it where, if we're going to do a call-in show, like that's all it would be. And people can call in and fight or whatever, and I'd have some ground rules or stuff, like one where I cover stuff. You can't have either or, because like when Mr. K tried that, it's like, oh, we're trying to get through the Josh stuff. Also, people can call in. It just doesn't work, right? Because then it just gets hijacked and never finish it. Which can be entertaining too. Well, if he was threatening you, you probably deserve it. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Brian threatening Mr. K. Yeah, that whole fight, it feels like... I don't know. I don't want to speak for Brian because I know he gets very offended by that. But it kind of felt like he was bored and just wanted to have a fight about, like, with anyone about anything. Because I just didn't even know what the contention was. Like, what the problem is. I guess his point is that Mr. K is not going to kill the casino. Okay. Like, people have been shitting on either streaming or in the thread talking shit about the casino for 4 years, right? And that's why, like, you cover other stuff, too. It works if you get decent gold star callers, not big lunatics. Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I want to do a fight anything about anything. I just want to argue about random shit that's not just immediately calling everybody a pedo or, right, doxing everybody. It's just like, can we fight about... Can we fight about something more autistic, more trivial? So, this happened. Are we getting a Caver lore drop stream? I kind of have invented my own lore about Caver just because he's so funny. He's I don't know. I want whatever gear he's on because he's like ready to rock all the time. He worked himself into a shoot. So the predictions of this, there basically went. There's so many people who thought Asmon was going to come in here and pwn DSP, but that's just never what happens, right? There's only 2 interviews I think of where the person went in with all the information and we debated about what each other's actual addresses are. Yeah, which address recording system is best, Europe or America? It was Side Scrollers and the Steve interview. I actually think that was the Steve interview was probably the best thing to come out of the whole stupid Kino Casino arc, because Steve knew what he was doing there, and he really worked him up, right? He buttered him up for half of it and then came at the end. The thing is, what everyone wants is they want the like gotcha moment. They want the moment where DSP breaks down and then admits to everything. Of course, that's never going to happen. So, I don't know why people still want that. Really, the funniest outcome you can get is just him like with a dead eye looking at the camera being like, yeah, I see all the evidence, but it's not true. And that's just funny to me. Like that where it's like looking at the sky and calling it red is like the best you can get. And that, if anything, is more funny than the breakdown, because it's like, I don't know. That's a problem with the DSPA logs. They're too obsessed. So apparently the first half of this, he kind of butters him up, or he is kind of hard on him, and then the second half they talk about gaming. That's probably where I'll check out, because does anyone care? I don't even care what Asmongold thinks about gaming. I mean, I don't care what he thinks about politics either. I think it's so funny that like he managed to make the transition to politics, because every take Asmon has is he just takes like the 70-20 position on everything. So he's like with immigration or crime, he's like, yeah, we should arrest criminals. Whoa. And then when it comes to like social spending, he's like, yeah, we should like have cheaper housing. Yeah, and somehow that alone is enough to somehow be competitive with guys who've been doing it for their entire lives, like Hassan. Just because like the cope complex on issues like that is so strenuous.
Guest.
Asmongold, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about you? I've seen your videos on and off for the last 10 years. And now
Wow.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah, well, he's the Roach King, right? That's what I mean. It is kind of funny that a guy like Asmongold, he doesn't have his shit together, like literally doesn't have his shit together. He doesn't have like, it's just a disaster. Like, his life is like a disaster. Is still able to know how to take like 70-20 issues, like crime or housing should be cheap. Like, just really basic stuff. It's I mean, I guess he got big for a reason. He has some skill at something. I think it's crazy that he even still streams. That's always something I've never understood, is when you're at his level and you've probably made, like, how much do we think he's made? Like $100 million? How do you even still stream? Like, how do you even still, like, at that point, I would, maybe, like, if I really loved it, like, I mean, obviously I do this for a hobby, I do this for fun. Like, this sort of stuff I would maybe still do, but, like, the kind he does, where it's every day for 12 hours, like for hours and hours, and he covers stuff he doesn't care about or plays games he's played a million times, I just check out. You know, I'd go to Bali and then stream from the beach.
Dude, that's odd.
Don't play the second half. It's really boring. He asked if DSP want to talk about something. The DSP droned. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Is that they just had like, you know, basic takes on quote game. The fact that there's like an idea to talk about gaming, like takes on gaming. Like, I understand talking about a game. Like, there's a game maybe that's like an RPG, so that there's actually something to talk about, like the characters or what the game what the game is trying to tell you, or the storyline and stuff. And that's even being generous, right? It's not media literacy. There's not a media literacy gaming segment, but just talk about like the industry in general. It's crazy how much oxygen is taken up by talking about quote the industry.
Freaking years.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you know, you've been watching this stuff for that long. Now, hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
When you say you've been watching my videos,
you're right.
Are you
right.
actually watching my videos, or are you watching the detraction?
Okay, so DSP comes out strong. It's funny to me how much confidence, like, despite being like a hermit, he like, you know, he won't leave his house. He's always like very conservative about how he puts himself out there, right? He comes into this conversation and he immediately is like, so you're a fan, right? Like, you really do watch it all, right? Like, starts quizzing him.
Dude,
I'm watching
that's the question.
videos of you.
So the question, I guess my question for you is, overall, after watching me for 10 years, what is your impression? Because I hear things all the time, but I hear it from a very isolated group. And I'm curious, as someone who's been an outsider watching
do you take
this kind of
notes?
content, like, what do you think?
Asmon, you've been taking notes on the streams, right?
Well, I mean, like, you know, the videos that I see, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a few of them, right? And a lot of people have opinions about the way that you stream. And especially about the way that you finance your streams. That's
DSP switches his position on the state of the end. Well, that's the thing is, like, yeah, like, a lot of AAA games suck. They're unfinished. They're just not, they don't have enough, they don't have the same level of, like, design intention of older games. But, did I crack a claw? No, I cracked a monster. But, like, there's more good games now than ever, because there's just, the industry is just so much bigger. You just have to find them, and it's not hard either. Like, there's whole channels, there's whole people whose entire job is to find, like, hidden gems, and they're not really that hidden. I don't know. I kind of agree. Like, the state of the industry, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. It's an entertainment industry. Like, it'll work its shit out. If there's unsustainable business practices, like, businesses will fail. Like, that's something people are just too afraid of. They're too afraid of, like, companies going under. Companies going under is a good thing. It's creative destruction. Like, this was the biggest mistake in 2008 was bailing out all the car companies. If we had not bailed out the car companies, you know what would have happened? We'd have had a whole new generation of American car companies. Now, of course, the logic was, well, we're saving blue-collar jobs. But it didn't. Like, it didn't. It all got off short anyway. If anything, what would have saved blue-collar jobs is allowing all those old, shitty companies that were unsustainably run fail, so that you would have got innovation and new companies made in America that probably would have provided more jobs at the end of the day. Which color, Monster? It's a secret. It's a secret. It's whatever color you want. It's every color to everybody. I usually try to... You know what's actually good? I know that it's like... I don't know. It's like coded to certain communities. I actually like Monster Rehab. I like the tea. I like the tea monsters.
Been a lot of people asking about this. Before we get into that, we got to get something straight.
Okay.
What can I just say it? Can I just
can I just say? Are you about to say what I? David Wood, right before admitting that he's automatic minor, just like, can I just say it? Can I just say it?
It's all right if I just we just talk like straight.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so whenever you went on stream and you accidentally got
look how scared he is. Look how scared he is. It's like, what's gonna happen here?
Say it. Can I just is it all right if I just we just talk like straight?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so whenever you went on stream,
he's like, oh no,
and you accidentally got caught jerking off, you got suspended by Twitch, right?
No.
What?
No, he left Twitch, didn't he? Yeah, didn't he messaged the Twitch and be like, he tried to do like ask for a raise, like essentially. But he like did an ultimatum where he's like, pay me more or I'll leave.
I was not streaming on Twitch. I was streaming on YouTube.
So
that's how he got off Twitch. It wasn't the May 1st burst.
Streaming on Twitch when that happened.
No, I was actually not a Twitch streamer at that time. I was only streaming on YouTube, and nothing happened at all. I had zero repercussions for it.
Nothing happened. It's Baghdad Bob. It's like, nothing happened. Saddam is fine. We're gonna win the war.
It wasn't. There was no nudity. There was no sound. It was just my O face.
Well, there was sound.
Right, of course.
A little bit.
And so, why don't you stream on Twitch?
You know, I don't actually think I've watched the May 1st burst in its entirety. I think I've seen the one. I've seen like the right, obviously like this face, right? I'm kind of surprised there are people who've like done full analysis. I'm like, at a certain point, it's like, you're kind of gay, dude.
It's a good question.
I mean, wouldn't you just make more money? Like, I mean, you're streaming on Kick, you're streaming on YouTube. Like, I mean, at least on...
Oh, I'm glad you brought up Hassan. There's all this shit about him being a based frat. Like, all the stuff that came out about him just being a frat party guy, I'm like, oh. This is the first likable thing I've heard about Hassan.
Twitch, like, because here's the way I see it, right? Is that if you're streaming on Twitch, you can at least make some money from ads. But, like, if you're streaming on YouTube, how the fuck do you make any money? Because, like, you're going to get, like, fucking super chats, maybe, or, like, a subscription. But that's about it, right?
No. I mean, I get ad revenue on every stream that I do on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's not like...
if it were a video playing.
Yeah, it's not like Twitch, though. Twitch pays way more.
Is it? Oh, yeah, wasn't Mr. K saying that Kick is, like... Not Kick, Rumble's like 50-50. I think that's a ratio, though. I think that once you get large enough or you make enough money, you get a better ratio.
Twitch pays way more for ads?
They still do. They still do. If you're not like me, like for me, I like talking about politics, and so...
You don't. I don't know. I don't believe that. I believe the whole political turn of that is purely strategic.
I get paid about 3 cents a day. But if you don't do that, you get thousands of dollars. I mean, if you get enough viewers. Yeah.
Well, I did stream on Twitch for a while.
Why'd you stop?
And, well, I stopped in 2021 because...
Because you you asked for a raise and threatened to leave.
My detractors...
How did we get there? It's like, so why did you leave Twitch? It's like, okay, so in the beginning, there was the detractors.
2021 actually put together this package of stuff that was like clips of me from over a decade before. So when I started, I've been streaming since 2008. Okay, well, not streaming, excuse me. I've been a YouTuber since 2008. And back then, it was the Wild West, and everyone said and did whatever they wanted to try to get like shock value out of the audience. Back then my audience was all
Justin TV.
Teenagers. So I'm doing like over-the-top sexualized dialogue about
over-the-top sexualized. I mean, I don't know. I think it wasn't that edgy. Like, the stuff that Phil did really was not that edgy, honestly.
Women's tits in the video game all the time, and I'm doing racial commentary, like racial jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did that a couple days ago.
Well, there you go. See, I did it 15 years ago, and people.
I was pretending to be a Nazi purging Jews in Dead Space 15 years ago, Asmon. You've only started saying edgy stuff today.
Found it back then funny. Today they find it offensive.
No, they don't.
And so
it's true.
Well,
that's true. I think that like there was a period between maybe like 2012 and like 2020 where things were censored pretty bad. They still are in a lot of ways, but especially the sort of jokes that Phil did, I think he'd be able to do them now on YouTube and be fine.
Right. But at the same time,
like even the hello Jew, like even that.
Yeah, no, there are annoying Karens on the internet that are like that. You're right. No, it's true. And in 2008, they were not on the internet, and now they are.
That's right.
Yes. So
in 2021, my detractors put together this package of like clips from 20.
I like how this was a question of why don't you stream on Twitch? And he literally went back to 2008.
2010. You know, there was this one time I did a little demo playthrough of a game called Dead Space 2. You probably
here we go.
And I made Nazi jokes. Terrible, right? But I made Nazi.
See, that is one thing about the Phil. So Phil is actually pretty good at keeping a narrative. Like that's one of the things he's actually good at. Is he has like an official history. It's sort of like how in Korea. This is a very autistic tangent, but in Korea, they have an official history of all of their kings and stuff going back like. What is this called? Let me pull this up. Of all their kings, going back literally to like 500 AD or something, and it's like an official history. They have like four deposits of it, and it's just these hundreds of scrolls. They're still translating them. That's why you can't like read them, and they like have this whole ideology around history keeping there, to the point where like there's a famous story where a king fell off a horse and he told the historian to not mention that in the history, and that story of him not mentioning it is in the history. That's like Phil. Phil is like that. He has like a super autistic official history going all the way back. Best Korea or worst Korea? It's just Korea in general. It's a Joseon history of the Joseon dynasty. I think. Let me. Why am I even trying to look this up? I forget what this is called. It's like an official thing, and it really is like Phil, where he has like an official history, and even when like circumstances change, he keeps to it. But this is one aspect that sort of is contradictory. That you think that he wants to change, but he kind of can't. Which is that basically, Phil's narrative, the official Phil history, is that he was edgy, then he learned and growed, and now he's a wholesome streamer, right? So that's the official history. The thing is, it's actually good that, like, the perception now is that was good when he was edgy, right? It's like one of the most likable things about Phil, that one of the few, was all the old edgy jokes. But he can't change the history, right? And he really wants to, and you can kind of tell, and I know this was a long-winded way to get to this point, but you can tell he really wants to. And that's kind of what Asmon's getting at here, where he's like, no one cares now. Like, people would have probably liked that. And he tried to kind of do that with the whole King Snake arc with KC, where he's trying to, like, play the heel. He basically wants to both be able to say he's learned and growed, and he's wholesome and not edgy anymore, but also he's still got it in him, you know?
Nazi jokes. So they take that, and then they take a comment about me saying something, something racial about Asians or something, and it's all like 15 years old. And they sent it to everyone. They sent it to Teespring, I had a partnership with. They sent it to the Twitch partner program team. They sent it to everyone. And in 2021 context, all these teams looked at this and said, oh, this guy's a horrible racist bigot. And like overnight in like 2021, I got kicked out of everything. I got kicked out of the Twitch partner program. I got kicked off Teespring. I got kicked off of everyone.
Yeah, and this is why like this is why like when flag hits you lose, right? Because for all the stuff that Phil's done that's worthy of criticism, for all the stuff you can shit on him for, he will always have this to be able to pull out where he's like, they went and flagged me, they got me banned, and that's like, he's right to shit on that. And he'll always have it to bring out. So like, even if you're a detractor, you really want to pwn Phil, just them doing that, just them flagging it is now something he will pull out every single time now. And that you always have to like quote debunk or at least contextualize in the sense that you have to say, yeah, it was gay that you got flagged, but you did all this other stuff. He'll always have this piece of ammunition because they did that. That's why it's really lame. You should never flag.
One of these pop-up services, you know how you get pop-ups on your stream for contributions? They all canceled me. They all said, oh, you're offensive, you're canceled.
He did just update the lore by admitting that, well, yeah, and how hard was that? How like it took like 4 interviews in the entire KC arc for him to finally admit to WWE champions. And that's like the first big addition, like change. I don't know. I thought it was funny when he was still denying it. I don't know. I find that whole concept funny where you like literally have the proof in front of him and he's still just like, nah. It's sort of like the Robert Stanek thing where he's like warping reality by pure force of will.
I'm like, for what? Like, what did I do? And they'd be like, oh, well, you said hateful things. What did I say? Because I haven't done this kind of content since like 2010. Yeah. So what the hell are you talking about? And Twitch specifically, their lawyers wrote me back and said, oh, we actually don't have any legal obligation to say what you did wrong. And we're actually not going to tell you what you did wrong at all. If you want to reapply for the partner program, come back in a year, but too bad.
Okay.
And I was like,
I found it. It's this. It's the veritable records of the Joseon dynasty. There literally is a record from 1392 to 1865. And it's like, and they would have like these vaults. They'd have like 3 of them, and they've managed to survive. And this shit is crazy. This shit is like, it's just crazy that this is still exists because it's like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. That's Phil.
How could I ever improve my content, make sure that I'm in line with your platform's terms of service if you don't tell me what I actually did wrong? And their attitude was, we don't care. Too bad. And I was like, all right, well, I'll see if I can still make some money streaming.
Actually, it was June the King's 4-hour documentary that caused him to shift the narrative. Yeah, but that was after like years of like multiple interviews showing him the evidence in his face. Like it was a I think it was like it was a build up because there's like the side scrollers thing. There was obviously Kina Casino, like them trying to trick him into thinking it was a win and everything.
On Twitch, even without the partner program.
Yeah, who needs Brian derailing? Should we have Josie and exactly?
For a month, I was streaming on Twitch, and I was just trying to take in like tips and contributions and stuff like that. One day, I'm streaming the game Returnal. You remember that game?
Yes.
And you remember how high action that game was? Like there's shit.
It was
flying at you from
it
every
was a lot of
direction.
shit going on. Yeah.
Very frenetic. So in the middle of me playing it, I'm reading something off the screen, and I get attacked from the side, and I'm like, oh shit, blah blah blah, and I like got tongue tied.
Did you?
Got tongue-tied. And you know, I just tripped over my words and accidentally recited the entire Hitler's entire speech at the 1936 Nuremberg rally. Like it was just in my head. It was just like, you know, I'd been, you know, memorizing it every time I take a shit every day, and then it just came out. It just.
Did you accidentally say the N-word?
No. It sounded almost like I did, but I definitely didn't say it because I was reading the screen. You could see.
Will never surpass hiring a night with his crack horse sister-in-law for a night of that shit was crazy. And it wasn't his sister, it's Kat's sister, right? That's what one of the A-logs did. It's Kat's sister is a prostitute and hired her. The fact that I don't know. I was gonna get into Kiwi Farms about that because it's like that didn't get banned. Like I don't think that guy got banned for that. That's crazy.
To say when I got interrupted.
Yeah.
And they suspended me. And I'm like, how could you suspend me? I didn't do anything. Oh, well, you said the N-word. I was like, no, I didn't. Watch it back. Within an hour, they...
See, this is the thing that you think you want to change. It's like, yeah, I did say the N-word. I said the N-word before anyone else. I got banned so we could live.
Suspended me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to...
Yeah, Phil's just telling a story now. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. The initial question was, why did you stop streaming on Twitch? And his first line was, so back in 2008 I was making Nazi it goes all the way, it's like in the beginning, you know, it's like the Putin meme
platform where number one, at any moment, you're going to accuse me of being like a hateful bigot.
Yeah.
But then you won't justify what you're saying. You won't even send me evidence of me doing anything wrong, violating your terms. And you take away my ability to monetize my streams. That's number one. And then on top of that, even if I try to survive and make a living otherwise, like, okay, I'll just take tips or whatever, then you're going to suspend me on a whim for something I literally didn't do because my trolls flagged the stream. And at that point, I said, I don't want to be here anymore. And I stepped away, and ever since I've been a full-time YouTube streamer, and for the last year, I've also co-streamed on Kick, and that's how I make my living. So I don't want to be on Twitch. I don't want to be on a place that's unprofessional, and at a moment's notice, they're going to cancel me when I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm going to be honest. So, like, do you think that you were a victim of cancel culture?
I was a victim of a group of people on the internet who really don't like me, taking advantage of cancel culture.
Well,
that's what it was, because Twitch didn't give a shit.
I think
Twitch
that's kind of
remarkably self-aware from Phil. Like, it was very hard for him not to say, yes, I'm a victim, because obviously that's what you would want to say from his perspective.
It is. I mean, now...
You agree that there's a lot of Kiwi farmers like yourself that dislike a lot more now than there used to be. I'll fucking tell you that. There was kind of like a honeymoon period in like 2021 after Drop Kiwi Farms, where I would say a majority, like almost the entire site, was, yeah, Josh is fighting for internet freedom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the problem is, so many of the promises made during that era never came to fruition, and he's just gotten crazier. Like, he's gotten worse. I understand there's a lot of people that are like, oh, he's always crazy. It's like, okay, I can see that. Obviously, you look at the block and stuff, but just the last like 2 years, it's a combination of a lot of broken promises, a lot of suspicion about the money stuff, the charity stuff, and then finally, the thing that I think is actually making more people kind of sick of his shit. It's just the deranged rant shit.
Since then, 2021 was a different universe, as I'm sure that you know. But so you're talking about, I know that some of my viewers might not be familiar with this. You're talking about this term detractors. Can you expand on that?
So there's a difference between an internet troll and a detractor. Okay, an internet troll is just someone who like wants to make fun of you, razz you every once in a while. You know, a detractor is someone who is like absolutely dedicated to your downfall.
Okay.
Someone who spends untold amounts of time watching and stalking your content, trying to nitpick, trying to find flaws in your character, so that then they can highlight them and try to make you look bad for personal gain. That's what I consider.
So do you think that they really want you to fail, or they just want to, like, I think that they want to keep you down, but they don't want you to fail, because if it's like kind of like harvesting a crop in a way, right? Because like if they totally get rid of your content, then as you said, they're not going to make any fucking money. So they want you to succeed, but just in a very, very limited way, right?
I would say to some extent you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
A lot of them, that is their game. The problem is, it's not necessarily the people making the content that's the problem. It's the people that watch their content.
Oh.
They don't understand the context
so
of the
I'm
content,
the problem.
And then they come after me.
Context. No, ultimately the problem Phil has is he has this idea that everybody watching the detractors should be watching him. Like, that's why he talks about... Wings has the same, misunderstanding, I should say, where he thinks that, like, money is being directly stolen from him.
Oh, no, not you. I'm saying, like, some of their, like, diehard fans have done some pretty fucked up stuff to me and my family. And not just me. I'm talking anyone who's considered a lol cow on the internet or whatever. Yes. The extent that these people go, they don't understand that, okay, this is all a joke. Let's make fun of them. Let's make some money on it. Listen, that goes hand in hand. I get that. But if then you're going to try to go out of your way to get me to lose my livelihood completely, you're actually going to try to harass people in real life, to try to stalk people in real life. That's when it gets crazy.
So
that's when you've
it's kind of like professional wrestling, right? Where it's like some people, like, they understand that it's kind of a joke and it's for fun, and, you know, like, there's like tongue-in-cheek humor to it, but there's some people that take it too far.
I would agree with that statement. Yes.
And while we're on the topic of wrestling, there has been.
Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead. Preface it.
I just want to.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to preface it. Actually, I want to say something different. Actually, before we start, because here's the problem, which you may not be aware of.
Right.
Okay. By the way, I want to thank you for giving me this platform, being able to speak with you today, because you have a ridiculous amount of viewership, and this is awesome that I get to actually.
You know, there's some detractors that are just, there's some people involved in all this that are very anti-fun. You know what I mean? In the sense that there are detractors who really hate Asmongold now because they're like, you platform Phil, you showed him to all these people who's gonna make all this money, and it's like, dude, what are we here for? Are we is this really like, are you really trying to ruin this guy's life? Like, that's actually why we're here? Because that's not why I think most people are here. Most people, or not here, but like watch Phil or detractors, that's because it's funny. And seeing this encounter, like, was at least the potential for it to be funny.
Talk with you and say my piece and all this.
Sure.
So thank you for that.
Of course.
FYI, I'm in a unique situation. I have so many detractors, okay, that when you react
Did Phil coin detractor before the term A-Lug? That's a really good question. That's a really good question because I'm trying to think when A-Lug, because Anthony Legato, that was in like 2009, 2010. Because that's around when the Quickie was first came around. It was like 2012, right? And Phil was doing his streams when, you know, obviously the Dead Space stream, he said it himself, was in 2008. So it's close, like, it's possible. It's very possible.
my stuff. You watch a detractor video or whatever, you might think, hey, well, this is cool. I'm giving Phil the rub, right? I'm watching some of Phil's content today. Maybe some people...
Did you just say I'm giving Phil the... Hold on.
Okay. That when you...
Worski's trending out? Okay. Alert! Alert! Worski's in a dress! Alert! Mr. K's on it. He's got the... What is this? Casino Gaming. I didn't even know they were streaming today.
On a hot mic.
Oh no, it's Monday.
Bathroom lines of cocaine.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, hot mic.
Then he's pro.
Railing
Matt.
bathroom lines of cocaine. Is he talking about Worski?
Methamphetamine.
It's part of his bait. What is it? Face max? Looks maxing. Looks max.
Rub is a wrestling term. I know, but it doesn't matter.
So we'll go into his
What is going on
backstory
here?
and stuff, but
Glasses, card flips,
Holy
and
shit.
winners battle cries.
Oh, I have it backwards. I thought the intro was an hour. That's what I thought that. Oh, is it? Well, it's 30 minutes, right?
bro,
Bro.
Oh
Why?
no. Oh my gosh. Is he supposed to be Mr. Claus?
up once again. I'm getting raped by the weather.
Hold on. I gotta write down this timestamp.
You're
What the
back.
hell?
You're frozen in time?
So
You're
I'm
back.
gonna be, guys. Shit's fucked up once again. I'm getting raped by the. I'm
back.
gonna be, guys. Shit's fucked up once again. I'm getting raped by.
Hold on. Let me write this down. What is this? 3327? I'm gonna be real, guys. Once again, I'm getting raped.
By the weather. Just, guys, shit's fucked up once again. I'm getting raped by the weather.
Yeah, how does the clipping work on here? Oh, you gotta log in. Whatever.
Just moments before the show, the fucking power went out.
Fast forward, these guys fake titsing out.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Oh my gosh.
Taylor Green's resigning. So why are they going to
They're getting a lot of use out of this thing they got.
He's so good.
Oh my God.
Full now going.
Sir.
It's not so fun.
Yeah, okay, so it's intentional. When at what point did he do that?
Know that none of these people in his ire every
I mean, surely the fans even at this point.
while holding your naked tits in your hands with electrical tape yet. So, you know, we have room yet to get even lower into the muck and mire. But
He says that as he. Oh, look.
finish up this.
Because what I was looking for is like, oh, did they do like a subs thing where it's like, oh, 100 subs and all, get them out or what? Like, you know, what they were doing before. It's gross. But no, he just does it for free on his own.
Whoa, buddy, you've been on it a long time.
behind the scenes, everybody is pissed off because
Look,
they're like,
look.
I wish I was as
He's not
evil
even being
as some of
induced
these
to.
people
He's
where
just
I
doing it himself.
lie to get the views. But if you make a video where you're like, Marjorie Taylor Greene resigns, here are my thoughts.
So the casino is like a gay sex thing now? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it was implied before, but it just sort of is now.
Everyone
Like, openly,
knows,
at least.
Bro, everyone knows Marjorie Taylor Greene's resigning. So
Is different than everyone else. We only really want. Tim is just
That's the tragedy. You sold your tits out for nothing.
jealous of Candace Owens. He believes all the crazy
Oh my
shit that she
gosh.
said. You know,
I'm sorry, general interest.
his daughter.
She,
Here he is, him and his.
Okay.
brother, they're
This
like
is
those
staring into the abyss.
You react to my stuff. You watch a detractor video or whatever. You might.
Oh, I'll
think,
do this in the middle here, so it's hard. Only the true fans will see this. So, I said that I had a bunch of ideas for prepared streams, and I have been working on one, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek right now. Let's just say that there's this guy, and no one else has covered this. This is totally a Dog Zero original. There's this guy who said that he was a Sidivacantist Pope, Boniface X. And this guy is hilarious. Okay. He owns the URL RomanCatholicism.org. He must have gotten it back in the 90s. And his history is he flips between being an atheist Nazi Platonist. And when I say Nazi, I don't mean like in a Twitter way. I mean like self-identifies as a National Socialist. And being a traditional Catholic. And there are so many twists and turns to this story. He tried to join a monastery. There's a public rebuke of him from like the abbot. And then after he got thrown out, he declared himself Pope. And he was putting out full encyclicals talking about like the origin of races based on a biblical perspective. It's so kino. And luckily, I did all the work on documenting all this guy like 5 years ago because he had this website struck from Wayback Machine. You cannot find the archives. I have them because I took pictures it was more than 5 years ago. It's like 2018. But there's some funny stuff in there that I'm putting together. That's going to be the next big prepared thing.
Think, hey, well, this is cool. I'm giving Phil the rub, right? I'm watching some of Phil's content today.
Gave Phil
Maybe
the
some
rub.
people will head over and check him out or whatever, and that's a positive outcome from you watching my content.
Yes.
The problem here is that's not the case because my detractors every single day live restream my streams illegally.
I remember when Andy said all these men are watching me or something like that. The fetishism is deep with that guy. It's like a complex fetish. He gets pegged in the tits. It's tough. Also, what he's saying here, that it's illegal. Again, it's like a lot of stuff with this. Kernel of truth. Raw fill is illegal. I'm sorry, guys. It's just straight up copyright infringement. I'm not. It's not like I'm a fair use expert or anything, of course, but that's not fair use. That being said, this is what you don't play. All that other stuff is fair use, and his broad strokes, everything is stealing from me, First of all, there's two claims. One is that it's illegal. Some of that stuff, like raw fill, is. Two, that he's stealing money. That's just not true. Like that would be one of the prongs that they would actually be able to argue. None of the people watching that are would be giving money to Phil.
Okay, it's not.
However, well, let me reconsider that because, Kino Casino sent a lot of pay pigs his way, and some of them stayed. And they were detractors.
Not like they're adding commentary or criticism. They're just live restreaming just to say, hey, watch it over here so Phil doesn't make any money or get any attention. They steal my content. Right now, they're ripping this video, and they will have it on their channel before I can have it live on mine. So the problem is you watch the content, and they say, oh, DSP, let me go find them. And they go to YouTube, they type in DSP, and all they get in the search is my detractor.
It's about you being a...
Yeah, well, a part of the problem, Phil, I don't know. I don't want to lecture him. That's what, with Kino Casino, they say the same thing over and over. The obvious problem is that, his content is unwatchable in the sense that there are these giant 6-hour streams or whatever. It would be interesting if Phil really, really actually was serious about fighting the detractors. He would just clip his own stuff. He would literally just clip his own stuff. He would make shorts out of his own videos and make fun of himself.
Basically, right?
They can never find my channel.
Yeah.
There was a case in point earlier this year. There was a guy in the fighting game community. He had heard one of my takes on the recent Street Fighter game, and he responded to it, but he couldn't find my actual content. He only found the detractor clips that looked like shit. They were all fuzzy and shit.
Right.
And he's like, I want to talk to Phil. Can anyone...
He's trying to make I don't know if he realizes this, but he's trying to make a very, one of the prongs is like competition.
Tell me what his real channel is, and no one could.
Phil's too lazy. Well, that's why I was gonna say you should hire like a guy to do it. Like, imagine if Phil 5 years ago had hired Duty. I know that sounds crazy, but like, why not? I mean, dude, like a lot of those like super dense are retarded. I'm sorry, Duty's retarded, like a giga retarded. I mean, have you heard him talk? It's tough. You just hire one of those clippers and then have him, you know, at a flat rate, and then have him do the same clips they would have done otherwise, and put it on your own channel.
Tell him my real channel.
So, well, I just searched DSP myself. So DSP tries it.
A-Log himself, all genius. Why hasn't Phil thought of that? Well, he can't because he's too prideful and lazy. And honestly, I don't even mean A-Log himself. Like, when I say clip, okay, let's say they don't do A-Log clips, but they just clip in general. Like, it's a little more complimentary to him. Just to make it so his stuff is easier to watch, you know?
101. Is this your main channel?
That is
Okay,
not
that's
me.
not your main channel. Okay, let's scroll down.
Wings made the detractors pay. Yeah, that was stupid too. Like, you want to be paying, like think about this, okay? Why would you be paying them a flat, or getting them to pay you a flat rate to make potentially as much money as they can? You want the incentive structure to be opposite. You want to be paying them a flat rate for it to be on your channel where you can potentially make, you know, as much money as you can get.
How about Raw Phil? Is that your main channel?
Nope.
That's
He's my number
okay.
one thief.
Okay, well, here's another one. I even recognize this name, Duty Streams. This one also isn't your main channel either, right?
Nope. These are all my detractors.
Okay, all right. Mighty D.
I think Phil is secretly a sociopathic. No, I think he's just an idiot, unfortunately. But that's the problem, is everybody knows he's an idiot, and then they underestimate. They underestimate him, and so then he only has to clear like a really low bar.
This isn't you, is it?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, robust urban garlic. All right. This is again not you. All
I
right.
don't think so.
So I think that you're actually right about this. I don't. Where the Snort Burnell? That's you. No.
Well, I do.
He tried to make this as well. That's the problem, is he tried. Like, Phil doesn't have the eye for it. Let's be real. And he's too prideful to do anything that could even indirectly make him look bad. That's why I say he should hire someone who does have the eye.
Snort sometimes on the stream, but no, that's not my channel, sadly.
So you
know?
okay? So you snorted before on the stream, and this has got to be Photoshop.
Robust. Yeah, what's the other one? Tangy?
Yeah, okay, it is that one.
My monster is very robust, very tangy.
Photoshop. All right, it looks like my hair, not yours.
Okay.
And
so could I
ahead.
actually tell people my channel, so if they want to check it out, they have an opportunity?
you know
if they have
what?
a chance?
I mean, we're not going to find it here, so I think you have to.
Okay. My main channel where I stream every single
Yeah.
day, well, almost every day. It's usually
I
around
have such
5
like legal brain about this, where I'm just thinking that if DSP was ever to like be dumb enough to try to sue Raw Phil, even though I think he'd have a case, like this clip would be so good for him.
5 to 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's youtube.com/DSP Gaming.
When he just fired them and refused to pay and create, yeah, that's why I say I think he's just stupid. Like, I don't think he's a sociopath. I think he is just stupid. It's just that the detractors themselves are also tend to be really stupid. Again, Duty, and they underestimate him. So he only has to clear like a really low bar.
Okay. My channel is so old, you don't need the @ symbol to find it. It's actually hard-coded DSP Gaming. It's been around for 15 plus years. And there's
I'm older than the @ system, bitch.
tons of content. I mean, this thing is like a repository of ridiculous amounts of game playthroughs that I've done. I do have another channel that's DSP React. That one is @DSP React. That one I don't use that much. I do fast food reviews on there. So if you want to check that out, you can. But it's DSP Gaming is where you can find me. So if anyone's
Yeah, this is also obviously a mistake, is having two channels for someone of his size. But of course, this was back in the era where that was the meta. That's when he did that.
watching this, hey, I just want to give the guy a look. Please actually watch the real channel, because then you'll actually see the content. You know, it'll be nice instead of just the detractors getting a rub.
Okay, all right. So basically, these detractors have completely taken over your YouTube algorithm, and now nobody actually watches you. Like, you're a well-known figure on the internet, but nobody actually watches you.
Yeah, It's because it's the motive for watching is not because they like the content. They like the context around the content. That's why, like, you have to build a narrative. Like, even if everything is real, like, even if this whole internet, like 90% it's real, it's like that. I talked about this before, how there's like a ratio. It's like reality TV is like 40% real, 60% scripted. The Sector is like 90% real, 10% scripted. But even with that much reality, you still have to create or at least expose the context for everything, because that's what people actually care about.
You're right. Right now, more people are watching the restreams of my stream than my stream.
I think DSP would be doing better or worse if you lived in Keem's stable. That's a really good question, because people have gone back and forth on that, right? When Local Live first started, everyone was like, Phil's an idiot. Why didn't he take the money? He could be doing so well. Then, of course, all the shit with Boogie happened, where he got exposed for all of his shit and then just became like the designated punching bag, and people were like, oh, well, Phil's smart. There was also the whole arc where Keem got them to sign away their ownership of the show. That whole thing was... It's like both extremely fake, but also real. In the sense that it's fake because it's obvious that, like, if you listen to that old show, and this is like a year ago when they did this, it was very obvious none of them, or at least Boogie and Tommy, never had any delusions that they had ownership, but Wings really did. And there is a case to be made that they did have what's called constructed ownership. This is what was established. You know, this is like the classic biggest problem in the universe thing. If that whole case went over all that constructed ownership, and him getting them to sign it away was just so retarded. But anyway, people are like, "Oh, Phil like dodged a bullet. He would just be beaten up or whatever." Then the show started doing well again, and people were like, "Oh, Phil's an idiot for not going on." Then Wings pushes his wife. There's the whole thing at the cabin, and they're like, oh, well, good thing Phil isn't here. I'll say this. Keemstar has, for all of his problems, if he tells you he's going to make you X amount of dollars, he, as far as I've seen, he always delivers. Now, there's all these strings attached. You might have to literally, like, eat garbage to do it. Like you know, it's like a monkey's paw, right? But at least the basic business aspect where he promises, I will do this financially, like achieve this financial goal. Like we will achieve this. He does always deliver it. And so if Phil really, it depends on how money motivated Phil really is. Now, obviously there's the whole begging stuff, but one thing I think people misunderstand about Phil, he is greedy in the sense that he wants to make money, but he doesn't want to make all the money. You can tell because there's things he could do that would expand his reach, that would make him a lot more money, and he doesn't. Because there is like a conflicting priority of like self-ego preservation with him. And so I think that he would, like, if he had taken the deal with Keemstar, he would be out by now. Like, he would have been out within like 3 shows because there would have been an ask. Yeah, you won't be homeless, but I will own your home. Yeah, exactly. That whole thing with Boogie. Like, he would be out in like 3 shows because eventually Keem would make an ask. He'd be like, look, man, you're going to make this amount of money. Like, I promise you that, but you're going to have to eat garbage on stream. And he would not do it. And I think that's kind of an underreported aspect of Phil is everyone talks about the begging. Everyone talks about how greedy he is. He always wants more money, but he does have a lot. Like, there are things that he will choose over money, actually. I like how this tab up here, why retarded gay niggas will buy black. It's just up being here the whole stream. I should have thought of that.
This happened.
A combination of factors. The big one that actually sunk my channel was that in 2015, so this is 10 years ago,
yeah,
a detractor hit me with a whole bunch of false copyright strikes. And this is when the copyright strike thing was really abusable. Okay.
Yeah.
Still
I
is.
was a partner with Machinima Network back then, and they had a meeting with YouTube about it. And YouTube says to Machinima, Phil needs to delete any videos on his channel where these detractors could actually hit him with a false copyright strike.
Whenever I was asking about the detractors, why do you think that you have detractors?
Well, everyone at a certain size will have detractors. That's the other thing. It's like everybody has haters. You're just not going to like, not everyone is going to like you. Like, this is something you have to learn as like a kid. There's always, no matter who you are, there's going to be a person who doesn't like you. That's just the way it is.
See, there's a million reasons why. And listen, I'm not going to...
Are any of them your fault?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was just gonna say. I
Oh.
was gonna say there's no way that I'm gonna say it's never my fault or
Okay.
it's not my fault. This all started back in around 2011 and 2012.
All right.
Okay, so for a little bit of history lesson, I started on YouTube in 2008.
Yeah.
I started doing this for a living in 2011. And at one point, I was actually one of the bigger, not the biggest, but one of the bigger Let's Players on YouTube. Okay, I was getting 10 to 20 million views a month on my main channel
Wow.
at that time.
Okay.
And what happened was, I thought I got too big in my own head. I got a big ego. Okay, I thought my shit didn't
Understandable.
stink. My content's the best.
Yeah.
Right. It's the best playthroughs out there, and people started to throw me criticism and like, Phil, dude, it's 2011. You're not even doing direct capture. You're using a camera to record your TV. What are you, stupid? Like, you're making money. Why don't you go get a capture device? Why-
Remember the old line that was, my audience prefers filming the screen? Like it was a artistic choice.
Why don't you do this? And
It's like the lighthouse, it being in 4x3, like it being letterboxed, being an artistic choice. That was like Phil filming his screen.
that to improve. And I was very stubborn.
Uh-huh.
I basically would always like clap back and argue, and I'd be like, no, my content's good as it is. I know I like to do it the way I do it. I'm not going to listen to any criticism or whatever.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is one person made a video called "This Is How You Don't Play," and I'm sure you've seen some of these. If you've been watching
I've seen it.
Detractor content.
Yeah.
So the original one, I believe, was Metal Gear Solid 2. And this video was just a montage of me sucking at the game. Every
Yeah.
stupid thing I did, every mistake I made, every dumb piece of commentary I said.
It's kind of surprising how late that this is How You Don't Play was. Like that original one, the Metal Gear Solid one. I mean, that wasn't until like the 2010s. Like, when was that? Like 2015 or something? That feels like
thrown
late
into
to
one.
me.
It was a very entertaining video. People loved it.
Uh-huh.
And it got like 1 million views on YouTube. So, me being very stupid and big-headed back then,
Yes.
did I respond positively and be like, wow, that's great. Maybe I should buy into this. Maybe I'll make my own videos razzing myself or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm an idiot. I'm a big-headed, stubborn idiot. And
Okay, so he does admit that he should have just done it himself.
I start like getting pissed at the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I start insulting him, saying he's stealing my content. He did that without my permission.
This is what I mean when I say Phil is stupid, but he only has to cross like a really low bar, because a lot of these admissions he's making are just obvious. Like, of course you say this now, right?
You doing
Violates
that
my
now?
copyright
Weren't you just
rights.
doing that now? Like, because the detractors, you're saying that they were re-uploading your content and they're doing the same thing? Because you just said that like maybe 10 minutes ago.
You're right. And the difference is today, they're doing absolutely nothing transformative whatsoever.
Okay.
So raw film. So this is the conflation. He's totally right about raw film. I've said it. That's just straight up copyright infringement. I still don't think he should flag it, because, as I've explained a million times, with flag it you lose. But he is right that is copyright infringement. But a lot of the detractors do edit. I mean, who's the guy who puts out like the 1 hour long edits, like twice a year? And they're like the best Phil videos. They're well edited. He's got like a very Indian coded channel name where it's like select like film productions, like something like that.
They are literally.
I don't know if he's in it. It just sounds like that to me. But those are definitely transformative, and a lot of the like detractor videos, like I mean, the classic examples like the Wings, like who's the big Wings guy right now who always does the intros that are just incredible, like the Breaking Bad parody intros. Those are great. Like that alone, like that intro alone makes the whole I won't say it unilaterally makes the whole video fair use, but it's like almost unilaterally makes the whole video fair use.
content and like that raw Phil
Why
channel.
are you wearing Witcher OST in the background? Yeah, it is. I guess Asmongold is just always in the game. Is always in the game, you know?
You just mentioned.
Yeah.
All he does is rip my shit plain and just puts it on his channel.
The fucking Witcher. I have played the first act of the first Witcher game probably 10 times. And that's why I've never finished the first Witcher. It's one of the only of those big RPGs I haven't played all the way through, because I play all RPGs and strategy games, pretty much everything I play. A little bit of shooters like Halo, right? But the first Witcher, I kept trying to play through it, and every time something would happen that would wipe my hard drive, like something random. Like I'd loot, like my computer would break, or this is back when I, obviously I had a spinning drive, so like I had a laptop. I was traveling a lot back then. Between Europe and the US, and it would like get like the drive would get fucked up in the transit and stuff. So I played like the first act of The Witcher like 100 times because it's before like cloud saving, and that's why I never finished it.
Right.
He's not making a criticism. He's not reviewing my
Yeah, the first act sucks. Yeah, I know. That's why I haven't finished the game, because every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to play through it again. Like, oh my fucking god.
Okay.
Stupid
He's just fucking stealing it.
Plague and Vizima. It's like, come on.
That's the difference between today and back then. Back then, this is how you don't play. 100% today in context, it's a great video.
Okay, The Witcher 1 is okay. I will say this: the one good thing in the first act is when they're trying to burn the witch, the priest guy who like gives a speech about women. Let me find this. This is really funny. This guy, I'm surprised this guy didn't become a meme, like as a reaction image. Come on, where is this? He gives a speech where he's like, sin was brought into the world by women or something like that. Someone should make a Sigma edit of this guy.
Burn the devil's mistress.
Let the bitch die in pain.
The witch
This
hides
guy.
within. Let the eternal fire consume her sinful body, and we'll be rid of the beast.
We must judge her fairly.
That bitch ruined my life. She cast her spells on my brother, wanted to steal him and his gold. My brother scorned her, so she did the devil's magic on me, used me to kill him.
She promised herself to me if I helped
The witch used Oda.
You trade with bandits who kidnap children.
Have you made your decision? You should have departed.
I'm trying to find. He
know
gives
they
like a
sell
speech
children?
that's really funny.
Since the beginning of time.
Yeah, this one. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Since the beginning of time, woman has been the nest of all evil, the tool of chaos, party to the conspiracy against the world and the human race. Woman is ruled solely by corporal lust. To satisfy her insatiable hunger and unnatural desires, she gladly serves
They intend
demons.
to kill us.
Don't be afraid.
There she is. Burn the foul.
Someone should take a picture of this guy and make that their profile picture and just pretend to be this guy on Twitter. Just like Witcher 1 priest. Like Groiper. Like Witcher 1 priest Groiper.
It's totally a transformative work. He had the right to make it. But now I've grown and I understand that. Back then I was an asshole. Okay, so I basically came across to the internet as this elitist asshole. I'm better than you. I know what I'm doing. And I became the butt of everyone's joke. All of a sudden, it was more fun to laugh at Phil than with Phil. And
there's
this big movement started. You know?
Again, remarkably self-aware. I mean, this is like a very easy thing for Phil to be self-aware about, but...
So
That's
it was
how
a
it
move.
began,
It
anyway.
was a movement against you, and so you think that you kind of egg this on by just kind of being a, kind of being, I guess, like.
Of course, Witcher forces you to play as a Reddit Coomer. No, you can let him die. You get a choice there. You can let them kill the witch, or at least try to kill the witch. As Kildare says, if you side with the villagers, the witch gets more evil, thus proving
oppositional to what people would say and having an ego, etc. That's pretty much how it happened.
Absolutely. It's that beginning portion of that was my fault, 100%.
So what about now, though? Like, why do they? Because like I've seen a number of these videos, and I'll admit
you can kill it and have her sex card. Oh yeah, you can like. I think you can like straight up extort her. I think, and then betray it. Honest, I think that's an option.
It does seem like you ask for money a lot. It seems like you do it a lot. Like, so
it seemed like you asked for money.
Because, like, for example,
Here's the thing.
Well, like,
okay, go ahead.
So there was.
I mean, if the way Phil should deal with this is just be like, yeah, it's my job, bro. Like, I gotta get a nigga live. Like, get a nigga bag.
It's a donation goal for you to wear a hat.
Just silence.
Yes.
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 Go.
Correct.
All right, yeah, go, please continue.
Continue
Can you
what?
expand
Yes,
on
there
that?
was a day she go
Okay, expand. So how does that work, right? How much money was it? What kind of hat?
Can we get a good donation goal for you to clean your house? Well, didn't that happen? He hired Consuela to like clean the house.
Was it? Was the chat able to decide it? How does
Yes.
a hat goal work?
I had tiered rewards for a few years there. I'd say 3-4 years almost,
Yeah.
probably. Where every stream I would have, like, if I hit a certain threshold of support, I would put on a hat of your choice. I would put on a vest of your choice. The vest was a big one.
Oh, okay.
For a long time, I was hitting a goal and I would put on a vest, and people freaked out because I had like 10 different vests that I would put on during the stream. The running joke was,
Bill should enter the manosphere. Well, that was one of Casey's ideas, that he start doing politics.
when you go tune into one of these booby streamers, right?
He should, though. He should say the N-word. Like, he should just, because like, I don't know. Like, he has nothing. He's almost kind of in a position like Ralph, where it's like, what else is there to cancel him off? I guess YouTube, like he has a YouTube account.
You give them money, and they're gonna take clothes off. They're gonna jump in a hot tub.
More of a vest
DSP
full
does it the other way. You
fan
give me money,
myself.
I'm gonna put shit on.
Okay, all right, I like that. Sounds
You're
good.
paying
Makes
me
sense.
to cover up.
So the DSP's vest streak comes to a miserable end. This is from 5 years ago. So you've been doing these vest streaks for a while.
The vest streak was when the vest started, which was early that year, and it lasted like maybe 4 or 5 months. Then after that, it was just an ongoing thing that I would do. We didn't.
Fuck my law, nigga. That's my illegal mindset. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to watch. There's I totally missed this. It's old news, so there's really no rush. But after I did that big legal mindset stream, literally only like a couple weeks later, and I totally missed this during the Hassan Shock collar gate. Legal mindset, like, he didn't OD, but he was on something and did some stream where he was talking about how like he was being stalked in real life by like gang stalked. Like, it was straight up gang stalking he was saying was happening. He basically went schizo and started talking about how like, I'm a martyr for the Hassan shocked his dog movement. They're gonna kill me. And in the clip, he's so obviously on something. Like, he's wigging out.
Always hit a goal, and I didn't always do that. Like, I wouldn't always put on a vest, or it would only be if I hit a goal of support for a stream or something like that. Just a silly thing to do with the viewers.
His legal dick sucker. That's what I mean, though. Like, he's one to watch, man. He might come up. He's kind of like in the Ricada. So the year that Ricada won Lolcow of the Year was not the year he should have won, because all that came out that year was all the theorizing about the swinging and stuff, and him just kind of being on coke and being retarded. He got arrested the next year, which is when he should have won. Legal mindset, I feel like, is kind of in that position. Like, he's in the oven, but he's not quite done yet. Like, something, I feel like next year or something, there might be some crazy shit.
And that, I would say that was until
He said he was being gang stalked by Antifa Karens that looked like, yes, he went, like, it was more than just I'm being gang stalked. Like, his description of it was wild.
a year and a half ago is probably when I stopped doing it.
Why'd you stop?
So.
Stuffed hippopotamus. Well, that's and he talks about how Mudang is like his daughter or something.
Tired of it. It was just stupid. Like,
ran out
it
of
got to
S?
the point where it's old and it's just, it's played out. It was silly for a while, but then a lot of the times you have people come to the stream and the only reason they're there is because, can we hit the vest goal today? Well, it's not really why I'm streaming.
So will Null win Lolcow of the Year? He won't this year just because of iDubbbz. Like, iDubbbz should win this year. But again, he's in the oven too. I feel like there might be some crazy shit coming up. I kind of want to do the golden, like, no, it wouldn't be the Golden Gun, so we come up with a new name for it, but some kind of award show like that, because I think it'd be funny. I have some ideas for some categories that are silly.
Girl.
What's that?
It is.
Pickle Dick Sucker forgave Ricada for feeding his daughter cocaine in that stream. I didn't know that. I didn't see that. What the fuck? Like, it's one thing. Okay, it's one thing if you take the position that he didn't do it, and that's why you're defending him. Like, that's still cope, right? But that's at least sort of, there's like a theory of mind there that could maybe work out. But to be like, yeah, you did this, but I'm okay with it. That's like that's like a David Wood gambit where you're like, yeah, I did I did have sex with a minor, but that just means that's how good I am now, because like I came back from that,
It's like an e-girl. They're there to see if she's going to wear the bikini.
Yeah, in some ways, you're absolutely right. I would say so. Yeah, it was the opposite thing, but yeah, it was kind of like that. And I got tired of it. I don't want to do that. I want to be making.
Talking about like everything other than this interview, because it's just sort of DSP going over the same history over and over again. But I did want to at least see it.
Where people are showing up because they like the content.
And the Cuck Rage Award goes to exactly. That's a most intense Cuck Rage moment goes to PvP watching Warski get undressed for the crowd.
Whether it's a game playthrough or just hanging out with me, a podcast, whatever it is. I don't want them to be here to see if I'm putting on a vest today. I think that's stupid.
So it was that the vest content was too popular.
It's so hands to Asmon. That was a great way to frame that. It was too popular.
At one point, like, you're talking about the vest streak?
Yeah.
There were entire streams where, like, the entire chat is like, is he gonna hit the goal?
Right.
Is it the vest? The vest. I was like, guys, I'm playing a game. Can we, like, fucking talk about the game?
It's just such a funny way to, like, portray this. The vest was just, it was too disruptive. Like, it was just so entertaining.
I'm playing over here? Like, I'm tired of this shit.
There's tons of girls that are like that on Twitch too. No, it's very common. And people objectify you and they're not there for the game. They're there for you, and it's weird. And absolutely. So what about the hat though? Do you still do the hat goals?
No, that's like I said. I phased all that stuff out. In fact, just this last
Most base boomer and most loyal V awards, yeah. The category I always thought was the funniest was, what was it? It was like most effective federal agent or something. I like the golden gun. Golden guns hold up well. They're really funny.
year, since people still bring it up from time to time, on Independence Day, I did a stupid event called Indivestance Day, where if we hit milestones of sport again, I would put on a hat and a vest again. It was like a throwback event. And I said, you guys want to do it once a year? We'll do it once a year as a silly celebration. But I'm past doing that stuff.
So you've divested from the vest streams. I think that's probably
nice one.
Good idea. So now basically instead of paying you to put on a vest, what do they pay you for now? Just for nothing?
Just to support the stream because they like the content and they want to see it continue.
Trump will invite Noel to the White House to talk about Chantel. There is that clip of Chantel. Maybe I'll pull it up. The thing about Chantel is, like, she did one really funny video, and it's the one of her describing her going to the threesome and then pooping and throwing up at the same time. That video is, like, legendary. And then everything after it was totally boring. Like, no one cares. She became Muslim again. Then she put out a clip just the other day of her in a car where she puts out, like, another legendary, talking about shitting herself or something, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to follow Chantel, like, it's not worth it, but if we could get, like, one of these clips, every couple years, it's like, okay.
Here's the difference, though, and again, this is the people that used to criticize me.
The casinos, golden gun, yeah, those sucked. I'm talking about the old ones. Well, that's why they stopped doing them, too, which is lame. There's a lot of stuff that in the early, like, I made a tweet list where Ralph retweeted or posted a clip from early casino of them making a really dumb prediction about Ricada. And I pointed out, it's like, so this is like when everyone says that this was like, it was good. And it obviously sucked. Like, PvP's literally Jabba maxing, like on his side, the side of the couch streams. But there was a couple things in the early show that had potential to be developed into something that's good, like the Golden Guns, like the festivals, the Fuck Ralph Festival, whatever. Although the problem with the Fuck Ralph Festival is they kind of ruined it by including just completely retarded, like, rape claims. Like, those are just stupid. And I'm glad, and Jubb eventually had to apologize for it. He took all the blame, which is crazy that he rolled over for that. But anyway, like, they could have, like, the idea of the festivals, I think, was good.
They had a...
Because think about, okay, so everyone in the thread right now complains about how, and I posted this in the thread where I was like, the quartering thing was, like, 2 streams worth of good content. It was, like, the first one, which was, like, the Poop Chronicles and all the puns, but you can only really do that once. And then the, infomercial guy joke. And again, you can only do that once, because if you keep covering him doing the pitch, then you're just unironically watching an infomercial. Right? And no one wants to do that. But that, like, quartering would have been perfect for, like, the festival format, where you do one big stream that's just him. You make you go through all the jokes that you can only really make once. And if you keep making them over and over, they just become stupid. You do it once, one big blowout, and then maybe if something like big happens later, like if you let him call into that show or whatever because he said he would, and then you're done with it. Instead of what they do now, which is literally the same 2 jokes, the poop jokes and the infomercial. They just do that over and over and over again for 4 hours.
Point. And now I think things have changed.
Right.
As you can, I don't know. Well, actually, can you see me on camera right now? Like, do you see
I can
my
see
set
you.
and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
With the turkey in the
so,
background,
Yeah, as you can see, I put some money into my set recently.
Wasn't it pretty
I upgraded
obvious to
everything.
everyone? Well, yeah, but still, like when you go on there and you with a straight face, you say like this is real and like Ralph's like that's like defamation. Like I know it gets thrown around a lot, but that's like per se defamation to say that someone's a rapist. Like I don't know, it's stupid. The rest of it was kind of funny, like having all the people call in or whatever.
Cameras now, nice HD quality and everything.
No one goes all discussing your legend. Yeah. I like even if it's obvious, and it was obvious at the time. Just to look at the camera straight face and to make that claim about someone, it's just like.
I mean, I was in a lot of financial problems. I
Makes
couldn't
it
really
worse.
afford to do anything
that it was so obviously
high
bad.
quality. So I was always the guy who made a living streaming, but his stream looked like shit, right?
Right. Yeah.
So now people have seen in the last year and a half, people started supporting me in droves. I was like, I'm going to show you, if you actually support me, I'm gonna do the things that I wanted to do. I'm gonna get a better mic. I'm gonna get better headphones. I'm gonna upgrade my set. I got 2 PCs now, so I can pump out, high quality gameplay and do these.
2 PCs. Didn't he get like a PC and then he like broke it, or he didn't know how to use it for a while? For like years.
And all of this. I mean, we're talking about upgrading again later this week. I'm gonna look at Black Friday deals and possibly upgrade my desk and stuff like that. But that's the thing, like people like the content enough that they want to support it. It's not about, I want to.
Well, that's the other thing too, is it's like, oh, it was obviously fake. Yeah, but clearly someone believed it because that guy went to his Ralphomania or whatever and called it to his face. Like he believed it enough to be willing to do that. That's crazy.
See him put on a vest anymore. I just like Phil and I want his content to continue and to improve.
So they just give you money because they like you, basically.
Because they like the content,
Okay.
and some of them I'm sure like me too.
All right, well that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And so you've done this for a long time. You said you're in financial troubles. How's your financial situation now? Are you comfortable talking about that, or is that something you don't really talk about on stream?
Well, he does. That's what he's said. He's teeing him up to be like, you talk about it every day.
I'm not going to talk about anything specific because sadly with these people, how obsessed they are with me.
Yes.
If I give them a single piece of information, they'll try to find a way to data mine it and find out shit. They've gotten into accounts of mine before. They did really messed up stuff, okay?
Well,
but
yeah.
in general, today I am way better off than I have been in a very, very long time. I even said to everyone just the other day, it looks like this year is probably the best year financially that I've had in over a decade.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's saying that because obviously one of the operative strategies he uses in the beg is like the idea of like constant financial crisis.
Wow.
Like no lie.
All
I'm
right,
looking
well,
at
that's
Bill's
pretty
bank
good.
statement.
So
that's like Bill says that he went to McDonald's. Now I have all your bank information. I mean that was a whole nother thing too, is them getting the through social engineering, like getting into his bank accounts. That was another thing that got posted on KF, even though it directly broke the rules.
Speaking of accounts and everything, there's been a lot of people that looked into a WWE wrestling gotcha game account.
Oh, here we
and
go.
they think that it's your account. I think the name of it, if I remember correctly, because I saw the video on it, I'll admit, was called Down from the Rafters. Is this something that you did?
Yes. Well, I'll tell the whole story for you.
Go ahead.
All right, this way.
All right.
The audience will hear it and actually get the real story. So yeah, WWE Champions is one of many mobile games that I've played over the years. Okay, I actually played some before, like WWE Supercard. That was another one that I spent a lot of money on.
How much?
And this is
Okay, so is this new? Because before, even with Kino Casino, he admitted to WWE, but I don't think he's ever admitted specifically to Down from the Rafters. Like his story was, yes, I play WWE, yes, I spent a bunch of money, but that particular account is not mine, even though it obviously is. And the reason why he has to say that is because they've like recorded exactly how much Down from the Rafters is spent, and it's like crazy.
in Supercard. I don't know. See, the thing is, I've never added it together. It's thousands upon thousands.
Yeah, the real story. That's the funny thing too about Phil is he just assumes that if he tells the story, like people will believe him because it's coming from him. Like he doesn't have a theory of mind that other people would just consider like half of what he says is not true. He's just like, oh, here, finally, here's the truth. The here's I am bestowing it upon you. You know,
Like
just say that right now.
Thousands
Okay?
could be 400,000. It could be 3,000.
He pretended to sell
It's
it.
definitely
Yeah.
not 400,000. That's for sure.
Okay, but like,
I would
if you had to give a guess.
you know, I would have nothing if I spent $400,000 on these games.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, it's definitely thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know. I never sit down and look and add it together or anything like that.
If you had to guess.
But if you really want me to guess,
I want you to guess.
All right, to be okay. Let's put it in
Yes.
perspective. When I used to play WWE
Just answer the question. Like this is like the Twitch thing. It's like just throw a number out there, man.
per card,
Yeah.
okay, to even get the reward at the end of the event, to complete the event, you had to spend something like
I
seven.
think when the New York Times tells the truth, yeah, he thinks that he's like yeah. Here's the official history. Again, it's like the official history thing. It's like this. It's like the Korean Joseon dynasty, where it's like here's the official history.
$100.
So they made you
I'm
spend the
not
money.
kidding. You had to. What do you mean they made me? No, I chose to spend.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Good.
that's my-
All right. Because I've seen some gotcha games, right? Well, you get some people on that Genshin Impact game. They think that they're in love with the characters, so you can never be sure. All right. All right.
That's true. At least he's not spending it on like a Japanese anime girl game.
Go ahead. Continue.
No,
It would be so much worse. I mean, it is kind of gay spending it on wrestling, but there's like a hierarchy of cringe, you know?
I chose to spend the money, and
Okay.
it's bad. Yes, at one point I was way overspending on these games.
Yes.
The only reason that WWE Champions is the one they bring up is because that's the one that they think they had the information. They've got the red-handed. They caught me and all of that.
They got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I played WWE Champions. I own an account that was called one thing. I changed the name to Down from the Rafters. I spent a lot of money on it, and then years ago I sold it.
Okay, so he's admitting. I know that the cope is that he sold it, but it's like incremental, you know. It's crazy how much they've got. Like he's admitted in just the last like 2 years.
rid of it because I couldn't.
Because when was Side Scrollers? That was 2 years ago. Because his story on Side Scrollers was straight up, I've never played WWE Champions, and now it was yes, I did play it. Then it was, but it's not my account. Then it was my account, but I sold it.
Play it anymore because these people were actually harassing me so much trying to play it. They got me kicked out of every faction that I tried to join. They were trying to like data mine fucking Discord servers and shit to figure out if I ever talked to anyone. I had enough.
Yeah.
So I sold it.
Data mine Discord. It was as simple as they were in the WWE Champions Discord for like the clan you were in. It's not
Ridiculous discount. I just got rid of it.
again. Here's the problem. This is why like all the really gay illegal shit that detractors do is so damaging, because it's like the flag. It's like the flagging thing where he can say that now, because it's like if you were to like point it out to him directly, you'd be like, okay, man, them just seeing that you're in Discords and like recording the public chat logs, that's not like data mining. But then he'll be like, they've literally hacked my bank account. They've literally hired my wife's sister as a prostitute, right? It just like muddies the waters because there's so much deranged illegal shit that happens to him that he can then just paint it all with the same illegal data mining brush.
Of it. Now to this day,
How much was the Down from the Rafters account? How much money did you spend on that account total? Like again, just ballpark.
Okay, let's think.
Yes,
I'll try
let's
to ballpark. Yeah, I will.
He talks like AI sometimes, where he has to like verbalize all of his whole thought process. Like, okay, let's think, let's start.
$10,000.
I would say, well, hold on, because okay, WWE Champions started in 2017. Okay, that's when the game actually began.
8 years.
You couldn't really spend too much money in the early days. It was more like 2-3 years in that they changed it, and then all of a sudden you could start spending a lot of money. And it was about a year and a half that I really spent too much. Yeah, I mean, I would say this. I definitely spent, no exaggeration, I probably spent $10,000 on that game. Yeah,
$20,000.
that's a maybe.
$25,000.
Probably not.
$30,000.
Definitely not.
Definitely. Okay. All right. So it's between probably
Price is Right.
$15,000 and $25,000. Does that sound pretty accurate? Okay. All right. That's
Probably.
good. So that's a lot of money to spend on a game like that. And
Absolutely.
why did you decide to play that game?
What if Asmon was like, you know what, DSP, I am a multi-millionaire. I assume, Asmon obviously doesn't spend his money. I don't know if he's I don't know if he's smart with the money. It's possible to be dumb with money even if you don't spend it. Like if he just has it sitting in cash or something really bad like that. But what if he was just like, here's $1 million, Phil. Just go off on the game. Like, just spend it all at once.
Game instead of like Genshin Impact or Wuthering Waves or Honkai Star Rail. What was, I guess, like, you're a fan of wrestling.
I was a fan of wrestling. I had already played WWE Supercard. I got tired of it, and I started moving over to like other games. And for the record, you know, I do play other mobile games too. It's just that this is the one. You
played Uma Musume?
That people focus. What's that?
Have you ever played Uma Musume?
No.
Oh man. Okay, so you're playing all the bad mobile games then. Yeah. What is this?
Wait, which one is that? Is that the horse racing one?
Yeah, it's the horse game.
I know about it. Yeah, I never. No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But
you see the look on Asmon's face there with the horse game?
Is that the horse racing one?
Yeah, it's the horse game.
I know about it. Yeah, I never. No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Whoa. He just sent us a message. I think he's playing the horse game.
All right.
But basically, my detractors, I guess someone suspected that the account was mine, and they came after me. And for years, they harassed me. And for years, admittedly, I lied about it publicly. I just outright lied about it on stream, saying no.
Ooh, I'm surprised he admits it, because, you know, it's like a impeached witness. Once you admit that, it's like, okay, well, then I think you're lying about everything.
I don't play that game. No, that's not me.
So were you embarrassed about it?
I was embarrassed about it. At one point, I would argue I knew I was overspending on it, but I kept doing it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad. And so why am I talking about this publicly on my streams when my streams have nothing to do with this whatsoever?
Well, now you're talking about it on the largest platform you'll ever be on.
My streams are gameplay playthroughs.
But that's the cost of getting on here, I guess.
And, you know, vlogging. There's really no reason at all for me to be talking about this stuff publicly. But it keeps getting brought up, like, constantly in my content. So,
even I know
you
about
get to the point where I don't want to talk about it anymore. You know? I'm like, no, I didn't do it. Fuck this. Shut up. You know, I get all angry. And of course, again, kind of similar to 10 years ago with the "this is how you don't play" thing. Instead of playing it cool, instead of, you know, being calm, I have that angry reaction. And that's what people want, right? That's the loud cow reaction that you want. And then it just extrapolates, you know, you say
doesn't go pay picking mobile games. Is that why he's eating? No, I think he's just lazy and retarded.
Once, well now we have
I mean, he could be pay picking mobile games. The horse game. He had a look there.
Information that is probably
the Frost Nixon of our time. I know, man. I'm getting close. I'm getting close.
Now we have more information. Oh my God, this is still coming up. All right, now
I just was hoping. I don't know what I expected. Asmon would go a little harder on him, but this is sort of indicative of why, you know, there's some people who want Asmon to like talk to Hassan or like all these guys as if he's like a political pundit or something, and it would just be so boring because he's so, like I said, his whole thing is just take 70-20 issues and agree with them. And so he would just do that on stream with whoever he talks to. Like he just conformed to their position, and only do like a superficial pushback. The reason I'm criticizing that is not because I want Asmon to be a political warrior and like save the West. It's just, when people are actually fighting, they have actual disagreement. It's so much more entertaining than the group therapy, you know?
To tell you where we are today.
Yes.
Okay. I don't play WWE Champions anymore. I quit. I'm done. I haven't played that game in months, and I'm done with it entirely.
What did your wife think about you playing the game? How did she feel about you spending that much money?
She knew.
Obviously, wait, did she know, like, if you asked, if I were to ask her how much money does she think that you spent on that game, what would the number that she would give you be?
She would probably say like thousands is what she would
but like, we're going back to this, like, okay, so probably like, okay, but she'll probably assume that it would be a lot less than what you did spend.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I doesn't compare to the KC Dsp there. I don't know. At least DMs got dropped at the end of that. That kind of just indicted both of them. That was a lot more entertaining than this.
I never told again.
So she never got upset about you playing these games or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you did this and they found out that it was your game, because I saw you played, then after it kind of got exposed and you admitted it, you actually ended up playing the WWE champions on your stream, right?
Oh, you mean when...
I guess the one thing that's come out of this, though, now that I'm thinking about it, is he did say that Styx reached out to him to do a streaming deal. If that's true, and that could just be, I don't know, Phil could just be getting trolled, right? But if that's true and he takes it, that's the arc, guys. That's it. Because that puts us on the potential pathway of Bossman Jack type stuff with Phil. Not like meth, but you know, just the crazy way those the gambling fucks with your brain and stuff. And it is also funny that that's like PPP's dream is to get a Styx sponsorship, and Phil potentially could get it first.
When Jasper was over here and I took a picture, but oh no, you're talking about last year when I actually played the game on stream.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen you happier than whenever you were playing WWE champions on stream. Like that's like you were more locked in and excited about that game than like you were you were happier about that than you were about Elden Ring.
Because Elden Ring's all right. But the thing is with a game like that, okay, and with any game that has this fact.
Yeah, and then he put out the tweet, nervous DSP before this interview and retard DSP after is the keynote. Yeah, and after this, you could tell he had like a celebratory libation because he posted at like 1 a.m. being like, anyone who wants to like interview me, like reach out or wants to call. He's basically like, get on the train now because we're going to the top.
Right. Risk reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna do a pull. Are you gonna get
like that was the implication of what he said, where he was like, yeah, like reach out to me. My DMs are open to get me on your show. He's basically like, get me before like I blow up. You know.
That stream, I was way hyping it up because people have been talking about this shit for so long.
Yeah.
Here's my opportunity to take this shit that I've been eating for years and turn it into something positive that my viewers are into and everything. And it worked. You know, there was a few streams there where people were excited. They were supporting the stream in droves. Hey, do more pulls. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, and here's the truth, it died out after like a month and a half. No one cared about it.
People get tired of watching it. Yeah, there's like a novelty to it. No, I've done gacha games on stream too. I know how it works. Yeah. So you've quit the game now.
Oh yeah, and that's like actually that was what kind of got me realizing this is stupid. Like
it's $2,000 cat.
Waste of time, waste of money. I'm not addicted to it anymore. At one point, I would argue, yeah, I was at a point, not like I said, not just Champions, but before that, there was Supercard, where I was kind of addicted, dropping $700 to play in an event. You know, like what the hell am I doing? But I'm out of that now. I don't do that anymore. I don't play that game. I'll be honest, I do play a couple mobile games, and I barely spend on them at all.
Look at his face.
I'm definitely not going to say.
Look at Asmon's face there. This is like the guy asking you if you can run his level 12 wizard in your D&D campaign. And you just know it's going to get completely derailed because he's going to plane shift 5 times and break all the rules of the setting.
I do play a couple mobile games,
and
I barely spend on them at all. Oh, I'm definitely not going to say, because if I do, these people will go harass the account. They'll try to get me banned from the account, and they'll data mine it and do all kinds of fucked up shit. So I definitely am not going to say.
So why do you think they're so mad?
Look on his face. He's like, when you ask the DM if you can hire 1,000 peasants and have them pass a poll to each other and make a peasant railgun. You guys don't know about in D&D 3.5 edition rules, it has like autistically described how physics works from like a rule perspective, and it's super easy to exploit. So like if you have 10 peasants standing next to each other in the game, and you have one holds like a pole, like a steel rod, and hands it to the guy next to him. The way the physics works is the speed at which he does that. You do some math that's within the rule book, and because basically to put it simply, the rules do not model acceleration properly. So if you have them all pass the rod to each other, by the end of the line, by the rules, it's going at the speed of light. And you can create a peasant railgun. And there's always that guy who tries to like do that in your campaign. And it's just like, dude, no, a beholder appears and makes you like looks and makes you go crazy. And so you rape yourself and die.
Mad at you. Why are they so mad? Yes. And all these viewers, they're very angry.
In general, or in regards to WWE champions?
Just in general. So I feel like there's a lot of these people, like, I mean, they really are upset.
That's how bad this interview did, is I was just talking about D&D 3.5 rules. I might move on to why retarded gay niggas will buy Black Ops 7. This guy, Colin the White, got banned, finally, unfortunately. But this archive exists, and this was like the last video he made that was predicting Black Ops 7 simping. I want to play at least his last video just because, you know, this guy's a king. We watched one of his videos before. He had the funniest fucking thumbnails, which are unfortunately not preserved by this archive because he said that they kept getting flagged. But
about the fact that you are you. They don't like that.
They don't like me, and they don't like that I am me. You're right. You're absolutely
so
right.
how, like, why are they so mad?
It's a good question.
Who can say?
Because if you ask each and every one of them, I think they'll all have an answer, but the answer is just a meme. And then when you analyze the meme and you're like, well, do you actually know the truth behind what you're saying about Phil?
Yeah.
They'll be like, well, no, it's just what the detractor said. I saw the video. You know? So I would love to hear, you know, actual people who aren't the detractors who are making this content to profit from it, but actual people who maybe watch their content to say to me, why is it that we don't like...
I'm just looking at his chat. Someone just said Asmon is Jordan Peterson.
Phil so much. Okay, you said you've been watching this stuff for 10 years.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my answer. And it's not that I don't like you, by the way. I think you're fine. I think it's funny. I get the... I get it, right? But you ask for money a lot. Like...
I just wish Phil had the sense of mind to just, in response to that, just be like, yeah, I gotta live. Like literally just look him in the eye and be like, can a nigga live? Like just say that.
I'll see, like, there'll be a new video and it'll pop up on my YouTube recommendeds on my smart TV, and it will just show up. And it's like there's a new one like every day, and it's you talking about people like meeting a sub goal. Kick. Recently there was one about people on Kick that weren't supporting the stream as well, and supporting the stream is giving money. And I feel like it's a very, very common thing. And like, so how many times a day do you think you mention the amount of like people, like something in relation to you receiving money?
It depends. Every time that I receive something, I do a shout out. So you could argue that every single time someone contributes, I'm talking about it.
Well, like whenever you make a call, how often do you make a call to action or draw attention to the fact that you can donate money to your stream? Like, what do you think?
Interesting that the back half has the most.
Well, what do you mean? Like just number of mentions? Do you mean?
Do people actually care about what these guys think about, quote, the industry? Like, look at the interaction here. The back half. I assume that this is like right when they start talking about gaming, right?
Yeah, like
actual stream.
I mean, I don't know.
I stream a lot. I stream every day, from around 11:30 a.m. till around 4
How am I supposed to keep food in Jasper's kitty bowl if I ain't on the corner shaking my shit for the boys? Worski talking about his cross dressing, except instead of Jasper, it's the Australian meth lady.
I have a second stream that starts around like 6:37 and that goes to like 10.
Okay.
Okay, so you're talking about 8 hours of streaming a day.
Yeah.
All right. Every morning when I start, I bring it up. I'll say, "Oh, here's where we are with our goals for the week, and you know, here's what we're doing today."
You saying that you bring it up every morning is not the explanatory. Doesn't have this explanatory power you think it does.
To that, and here's how you can contribute. And then, you know, during the course of if I'm doing a podcast or whatever, I might bring it up like halfway through the podcast or near the end of the show. If we're near hitting a goal, like let's say for example we're at 100. I gotta get my kitty down. It's Jasper, everybody. Jasper.
Oh, there he is. You got little white feet, yeah.
It's fine. Boy, the cat.
It's okay.
No, everyone loves a cute animal.
Yeah.
So. But let's say, for example, we're getting close to a goal. Oh, we're at $100 out of the 150 goal for today. I'm gonna bring it up.
Everyone's talking about shot callers.
Hey, please contribute if you like the content, you know. And now, the thing is, I also my audience is here every day. I ham it up sometimes. I do it as a joke. I'll like overly go overboard on purpose.
I'm pretending to beg. I do get the money, but it's a prank.
And the audience knows it's a joke. But someone who clips it out of context and throws it out there, look what Phil did today.
Yeah.
I can't believe the audience is laughing at it. They're having fun with it. They know I'm not serious. They know that.
So they like it. What you're saying is they like you begging for money.
They think it's funny.
They want you. Do you think that they want you?
I wish I didn't have to, but they demand I beg. It's so funny that he reverses it. It's like the stuff with the vest goal where he's like, yeah, you know, it was just too entertaining. The begging is too popular.
To do it?
Do they want me to ask?
Such a great go.
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay.
But they want me to succeed.
Okay.
They want me to be successful. For example, there was a day I actually tested it out. Not once did I ask for a contribution during an entire day.
So you went a whole day without asking?
I'm 1 day sober, bitch. That's like what that is.
Yeah. I made $30.
Well, what's the average that you make? Well, okay, that's fine. But like, what's the average though? Like,
I would say each stream. Oh wait. What's the average I try to make a stream?
Yeah.
What's the average?
What's the average? A day.
Stream,
yeah, a day.
I would goal, each stream that I do, I have a goal of $150, and I stream twice a day.
So you want $300 a day?
I would like that. I don't always get it. I do sometimes, and that's nice when I do.
What's the ratio that you get $300 in a day? Like how like what percent?
I mean, that's not that much. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little telling, but that's $300 a day. You work for 8 hours. Like,
Do you get it half the time? 20% of the
I would
time?
have to. I would have to
I
analyze.
don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch about that, but
I would say today I actually get it more often than not. Today,
Wow.
like it didn't used to be like that. It used to be a lot worse. And then what happened is in the last year and a half, I admitted to the WWE Champions thing. I apologized for it to everyone for lying over the years. I said, listen, it's in the past. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. As you can see, my money is actually going towards the set. It's going towards the business. It's going towards important things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm out of financial distress thanks to you guys. Thank you so very much. I'm so grateful that my fans are supporting me in this way and allowing me to have kind of like a second chance at life because now things are better. I'm coming out of that tunnel that I was in there.
Yeah.
And they're coming out and supporting the content.
it's always coming out of the tunnel. It's the endless tunnel that we're always just 2 feet away from exiting. It's like Achilles and the turtle.
And I'm very grateful for it. But what happens is the detractors clip these moments of and say,
Doing the
he's making all
Squire
day.
hunt. Well, that wasn't my intent.
He makes $20 a stream. That's
Yeah.
not true at all. I'm actually doing really well for myself. I'm happy with where I am right now.
And Squire's not humble about it. Squire, you know, he's always talking about money. So he's talking about how much he has, but not how you should get it.
So if you're doing really well, why do you keep begging?
It's a funny character, and it fits with the whole Squire of Gothos thing. That's why when I first called in, I kind of suggested it's probably not true because I feel like the rich thing it was originally originated in the fact that the Squire of Gothos in the episode is like comes off as like a rich aristocrat. That's his whole thing.
Because that's how it works. That's the formula.
So it's like basically you have to keep doing. You think that the more that you ask for money, the more money you get, or is
Not
there like a
necessarily.
okay? But there's
Well, yeah, obviously. Like, are you Asmon? Don't tell me you believe him when he says it's a prank, right? Like he's doing it for a reason. It
like
works.
there's a min-max level of that where it's like you can get at a certain point, you ask the optimum amount of times and you get the optimum amount of money. Is that basically it? There's like a
Again,
ratio.
yes and no. Because for me,
Yeah, except well, there isn't a ratio. It's just the more he asks, the more he gets. Obviously.
find is it really depends on what I'm doing. Like I've been around since 2008, right?
Right.
So
Here we go. We're back to 2008.
variety of viewers who come for specific things. Like I do variety content, complete different kinds of games. So there might be someone who comes by only when I play an RPG, or someone who only comes by when I play an FPS.
Yeah, sure.
If I stand there and I just keep asking that audience over and over, it might not work. Or it could be that there's someone who's like, oh crap, that's right, Phil's streaming, and today I want to support him. And
So you're like
I didn't-
reminding them to give you money. You're like, oh, they might have forgotten, and it's like, oh shit, I
Silver
forgot.
briefcase full of silver coins to the golden guns. Yeah.
I had to give them $5.
Yes, and to be clear, because I see the reason that you're making, okay, and it's fine, I get it. Did you know
Yes.
that before I became a full-time streamer in 2017, that I was not someone who asked for contributions at all? In fact, I was staunchly against it and I criticized it.
So why? I mean, I guess so. So like, what happened? So I guess like you had another job.
No.
So you were unemployed.
I was laid off from an office job that I had in 2010.
Okay.
Then I tried to make YouTube my living.
Oh boy, here we go. I was at the helicopter factory and they fired me because my dick was just too big, and like this whole thing.
And it worked. And that started in 2011. So from 2011 to 2017, the majority of my income was just ad revenue on videos on YouTube. And I wasn't doing streaming where I was asking for subs, asking for
Yeah, I mean that's something people always bring up is with how long Phil's been around. Like he had like his peak viewership was the best time to make money on YouTube.
memberships, asking for super chats, asking for tips. I did have a Patreon at one point that I was using for like side
Yes, and also, yeah, you're right. He did beg for views and ad clicks. Specifically, he told people to click. Like he lost AdSense because of fraudulent click activity.
projects and things. But for the most part,
Would you shout out the
why-
Patreon?
And because it's not illegal. It's not allowed to tell your audience to like intentionally click shit. He has like 2 videos where he straight up does that.
No, I don't even. I barely use the Patreon.
Which again, my issue, like I don't have an issue with that. Like here's the problem. The problem is not Phil telling his audience to click so he can make more money. That's like whatever. Fuck Google. I don't care. Like you need legitimate clicks. Like we're the moral police over legitimate clicks. No, the problem is him rewriting history and saying like it'd be one thing if he was like, yeah, I told people to click shit so I can make more money. I got caught. You know, you play the game, you win the prize, right? It's the, oh, I didn't do that, or oh, I was oppressed, like I was censored, or they did it for no reason. Just own it. Just be like, yeah, dude, I was trying to make the bag and they got me. Like Big Bad Google got me.
It's like a legacy thing, so it's
Yeah.
not even worth shouting.
So basically, for a long time, you weren't asking for money, but then I guess like so whenever I'm assuming like the way that the timeline you're explaining it to me is, it seems like the reason why you started asking for money was probably because you got demonetized and like your YouTube revenue got fucked up. Is that what I'm assuming?
It wasn't demonetization. It was a combination of factors. I'd already mentioned the copyright strike thing in 2015. So my channel was always one of the highest ranked gaming channels on YouTube for a long time. And then
Yeah, that's what I meant before. Like he really missed, like he was like in the perfect place at the perfect time.
2015, I got hit with
And he fucked it up.
false copyright strikes. Machinima/YouTube told me to delete a bunch of videos. So I did. And my channel got thrown right out of the recommended algorithm. Like every fall.
And dude, this guy was like in the Führer bunker with Machinima too. That's the other thing. He was in Machinima for years after everyone knew that like that was not the meta and it was a scam and everything. He was like the last guy in Berlin.
I used to call it the hardcore gaming season. All the big AAA games come out in the fall, right? And so I get a giant boost of views. That year, I was removed from the algorithm. I had no additional viewers whatsoever in the fall. It was like flat. And so my revenue tanked. And I struggled for about 2 years there to try to stay afloat, still just trying to do ad revenue. I couldn't do it. It just continued this plateau, and I couldn't get any views from the algorithm anymore. It was kind of like my legacy viewers kept watching me, and that was it.
Legacy viewer. I love when he uses like corporate language like that.
So then I became a full-time live streamer in 2017, and then I started with the whole, the e-begging, whatever you want to call it. And I've been...
And the way he's like, yeah, you have to email me, like the corporate email. We got to be professional.
Successful doing
like,
it for
so
quite a while.
coded.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, $300 a day is a lot of money. I mean, your channel, the DSP gaming channel, was in 2010, and you said you were uploading since 2008. So where was the original channel?
The original channel is just called Dark Side Phil. And that's really primitive stuff. That's old stuff. That's my original content with camera. I wasn't even on camera in that content.
Proto Phil.
You know, it was just kind of like recording my screen with a camera. Those are my oldest playthroughs.
Is that channel still active?
It is active. It's not even monetized. It's just legacy content. If you want to go check it out, it's like 2.5 years.
Legacy content.
Where I did it as a hobby.
It's like, what does that even mean in the context of a YouTuber?
I started before you could monetize gameplay videos. You couldn't even make $1 on a gameplay video. So I had passion for it. I liked doing it as a hobby for 2.5 years. And then in 2010, I said, I want to kind of do it a little bit more seriously.
The legacy.
Phil channel
the legacy content.
Copyright strike. And I said, let me start fresh. I'll make a new channel. So I did. And that's when DSP Gaming started in 2010.
Well, there was an accusation like people had that like you told people to click ads, and that's one of the reasons why you had your ad revenue taken away. Did you do that?
So here's the story.
Okay. Just say yes, Bill. Just say yes, I did. I wanted to make money off of Google. Fuck Google. I got caught. Who cares?
Face reveal video. Okay.
Like Dream.
And
Mesozoic side Phil. Yeah. It's like I think I talked about this on stream before, but you know how you get those ads on TV for mesothelioma because of asbestos? Because asbestos is banned now and it's not in anything anymore, if you think about it, there will someday come a time when you will not see mesothelioma ads anymore. And the ads are for suing for asbestos, which means that in a way right now we're living in the mesothelionic era, and that eventually that era will end. So basically, in conclusion, mesothelionic side Phil.
All right, not exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
But similar, like people never thought that I would look like this. They thought, they always say my voice doesn't match the body. Like my voice, like I look different than I sound, I guess, right? So they were like shocked or whatever. Now, keep in mind back then, I was not making any money doing any of this. I didn't have monetized videos, but people liked my content. I've been doing it for just about a year, and people wanted to see more. Can you play this game? Can you get this console? Can you do this? And I was like, well, I can't monetize my gameplay videos, but what I could do is do like a vlogging channel and see if I can get that into the YouTube partner program. And it worked. It did. Like I got it monetized. And all I was doing over there was a few vlogs every week. I think this is when I actually started.
I was so checked out. He's just like, yep.
Started the DSP Tries It series where I started like taste testing food and
in
stuff
the beginning, you know,
like that. You know, it was just like try anything because I could monetize that channel, make a few extra bucks.
Right ear, DSP explaining his entire history. Left ear, Bible recited in Swahili. Like,
just didn't make a lot of money, but hey, every buck counts when this is your hobby and you're just trying to buy games and finance, you know, your hobby. So I did the face reveal video. In the video, I brought up, hey, you know, I don't make any money on the gameplay, but if you were to go over to the vlogging channel and watch the videos and click the ads, you would help me out. Yeah, I actively said that 100%. It's in black and white. You can see it right now. It wasn't like intentional. Like at that point, I didn't even know that that was a problem. Okay. Now here's where the narrative is broken because my detractors will say, well, that's why you had all these financial problems because you lost your.
For context, the question was just, is it true that at one point you asked your viewers to do fraudulent click activity? Essentially, that was the question. And we're on to the detractors again. So
monetization on YouTube. Yeah. I lost my monetization on YouTube in December of 2010. That video was put up in like early to mid 2009. It had nothing to do with that video at all. Okay. Here's what really happened.
Okay.
What happened was AdSense banned you, not that. Whatever.
Working a full-time officer, and that was my real income. That's where I was paying my mortgage with and everything. Okay. I got laid off in October 2010. And there was no other jobs like in that sector. Like basically,
this is just the same video over. Like, is there anything new in here? This is just the history.
Well, that was during the.
This is the official records of the Joseon Dynasty again.
Recession. Yeah, of course.
It's like the same narrative we've heard a million times.
And I'm like, how am I gonna pay my mortgage? I don't
It's
have a job.
fine,
What am I gonna do?
whatever.
Go get 2-3 part-time jobs, you know?
Sure.
So I said, all right, guys, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to figure this out, but in the meantime, I'm gonna double down on vlogging. I'm gonna make a whole
And then the virtuous emperor, Darkside Phil, fell off his horse and told us not to record it, and he lived for 1,000 years. His dynasty name was Beg.
vlogs because that's the content that's monetized. I still, even in 2010, you couldn't monetize gameplay yet. So I'm like, please, you know, let's go watch my content over there. And in 1 month, I went from making like $500 on ad revenue to like $15,000. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're making $15,000 a month at some point.
Yes, that was 2010, late 2010. Now this is the personal AdSense through YouTube.
So you were balling. Okay, that's pretty good.
And then the next month, I made $18,000.
Wow.
And YouTube said, there's something wrong here. How can this guy overnight go from making $500 to $13,000 to
Is that what they told you, or is that what you're assuming?
$18,000? This doesn't make sense. And they suspended my AdSense account and said,
Bro, people have grown faster than that.
we think that there's invalid clicking activity. We think that you
Okay, yes, and the reason they thought that was because you made a video telling people to click.
are people who are going to your ad,
It's not because of the numbers, it's because of the video you made.
just going crazy on them
At least he's finally answering the question after 5 minutes.
because they feel bad for you because you lost your job.
So
and
it's
that's not the intention
it's
of
kind of
code.
like the vest thing, right? Where like everybody wanted, and the vest thing was so popular
Yeah, everyone just loves you so much.
that you had to stop it. And it's the same thing with YouTube.
That is kind of the dichotomy. That's the contradiction here. It's he both wants you to believe that everyone hates him, but also everybody loves him, and that's why all these bad things happen.
That like it's a suffering from success. You came up too fast, and they weren't ready for it.
In that case, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
It's like I said, it's like I got fired from the helicopter factory because my dick was too big. I wear the vest every day because it's too entertaining. I beg because they want it so much.
exactly what happened is people felt bad. Back then, I was like the underdog. Everyone liked my content.
Like, this is funny. Like, the mental gymnastics to make that argument is funny to me. It's more funny than him just admitting it. I know I keep saying, like, he should just admit it. Like, that's if you're giving real advice. But as far as, like, what's funny, it's this cope.
wanted to support me because I lost my job and they went overboard. And I lost my AdSense at that time.
Yes.
Later on, years later, I got it unsuspended and everything after a time period had passed. But that's when I ended up having to go get partnered with another company like Machinima to make revenue on YouTube again.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so all that happened, and now, like, are you getting ad revenue on YouTube and everything is fine, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so everything's totally okay. There's no issues anymore. And so well, if I understand this, so like, okay, so you were not asking for money because you were getting ad revenue, and now you're getting ad revenue still, and you still ask for money. Is it just because it's not as much as it used to be?
Yeah, what's the consistent pattern here, Asmon?
Is that pretty much it? Like, would there ever be, like, theoretically, right, if you got $15,000 a month
Theoretically, if you weren't poor.
now, because, like, also, do you increase the amount of money that you try to get per year, like, based off of inflation? Because I saw a video of, like, you asking for $300, and this was like 2 years ago.
I told Mr. Lockheed and Mr. Martin I don't need their money because I'm a pro gamer now. Phil prevented World War III, which would have occurred in 2014 when when the Ukraine war initially started in Donbass, because he quit the defense industry, and so they couldn't invent the weapons necessary to make the war happen.
It's gone up a lot since then, right? So, like, it should be like $315.
No, I mean, it's all just...
Imagine if Phil, like, was self-aware about these copes and just made them more and more schizophrenic and elaborate, where it's like, Addison's like, so is it true that you told your audience to click on your videos? And he's like, well, you know, to answer that question, we're going to need to talk about how I stopped the Ukraine, or like how I prevented the Ukraine war.
It's like kind of an arbitrary thing. I'm not sitting here with a calculator trying to figure out exactly what should be made, what does. I've tried different amounts.
How long have
China was about to invade Taiwan when Xi Jinping watched my Dead Space video.
How long have you done the $300 goal?
Probably all this year.
Inflation
Ago,
calculator.
right? I mean, it was 2 years ago, and so, I mean, like, when did you start doing it?
The $300 goal?
Yeah.
With 2 streams of 150? That was definitely this year. Now,
No, because
previously
it
I've
says
tried other things.
Because there's a
I've done
YouTube
streams
video
of
with a
100.
title that says that you've been doing it 2 years ago. So
Well,
is
Yeah, wait, didn't we leave Iraq in 2012? He should say we left Iraq because he quit the helicopter company. So they couldn't make more helicopters and keep fighting the war. Why not? Like, you know?
I've changed the amounts.
Okay.
No, I've changed the amounts over the year. Sometimes it was 100. There were
Right.
times that it was 200. It's gone
Just
up.
total, like, Chewbacca defense. Anytime anyone gets him into a corner and, like, gets him on the WWE champion or whatever, and he's just like, you know, you have a lot of gall talking to me that way when I stopped the Iraq war by quitting the helicopter company. My parents not buying me the Wolverine started the war, and then I ended it by quitting the helicopter company.
Down based on what the market will bear, essentially.
So
You
it
know,
is for
like,
inflation, okay.
You got to test it. You got to see what people are willing to support with. You know what I mean?
Right.
And for the record, you're talking about the ad revenue thing. Do I have ad revenue right now? Yes, I do. Is it anywhere near what I used to make? Absolutely not. The ad revenue is tanked because my views are way low because everyone steals my content.
Yeah.
So I don't get a lot of views on my content anymore. My own content. The thing is, everyone knows DSP. Everyone watches DSP. They just don't watch DSP on DSP Gaming. They watch it everywhere else. So I don't make anything when you watch me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we. The Afghan retreat was going good till Phil. No, what happened is, what happened into what was the bank hacks? Was that in 2020? That caused us losing Afghanistan. Everything relates back to Phil. Everything that's happened, geopolitics.
Yeah.
So
Russia invaded Ukraine because of the side scrollers interview.
the ad revenue is kind of it's nice to have a little bit of side income, but that's nothing like what it used to be. Back then, we're talking 10 years ago, everyone watched DSP on DSP Gaming. I was making 10,000, 20,000 views on a gameplay video. Just a raw gameplay video, you know? Now I make a few hundred. So it's pretty insane, the decline there, because people rip it right away, they restream it live.
That's not why it declined, man. It declined because it's unwatchable.
Put it on their channel before I even have a chance to get someone to watch
Even
it
this
online.
interview, which is like the biggest thing that's happened to you in a year, is kind of unwatchable too.
I mean, there's a video here, and it has almost 5 million views, and it's about you. From Turkey Tom. It's a two. This is longer than I think it might be longer than the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
That's
there's
incredible.
It's 2 towers of length.
4-hour documentary from last year from June the King, and I reacted to that whole thing.
Wow. Okay. So all right. So there's been a lot of these, and yeah. Well, by the way, it should be $325 now if you had started it 2 years ago. That's right. Yeah. So it should be a little bit higher. So,
Well, that's not even the longest one. Isn't the June the King one like 4 hours?
so if you were making, let's say, $15,000, is there? Let's just say, is there a number that's like semi-reasonable that you would get to, and you would say, okay, I'm now making this much money on my streams.
Yeah, well, we can ask you that, Asmon. How have you not hit that number?
I don't need to ask people for money anymore. Like, is there ever going to be a universe where
Oh,
you
for begging. Okay.
stop asking for money?
That's a good question.
No, why?
Okay, let's think of this reason.
Why? Like, what do you think this is? Do you think it's a charity? Do you think he does it for love of the game? Like, Phil hates this shit. He just does it because it's his job. But that's how jobs are.
Right? Like, cost of living.
Okay, so the answer is no.
Able to be self-sufficient. Okay. No, it's not true. Okay, here's. I've said it, people have said to me. Listen, I know.
Yeah, the answer is no. But that's, I don't know. It's more understandable than other stuff.
Go ahead.
This. One question that they ask me all the time. Phil, right now, let's say you were to win the lotto. Now, let's say you didn't become like insanely wealthy, but let's say you won $10-20 million.
That's pretty. That's pretty good.
Would you still stream? And the answer that I say, yes, I would still stream. It would be way decreased from what I do now. I wouldn't be doing 6 days a week. Maybe I do 2-3 days a week because I like doing it. But it would basically be my hobby. I would not accept contributions, or if I accepted contributions, I would donate them all because I don't need the money.
That would be the day that Phil donates his. That's crazy.
$20 million. I'm probably good for the rest of my life.
Yeah, don't even. I'd just be like, yeah, I like money. Well,
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't need to fucking do nothing, So that's it. Like, I love what I do. I do it for the passion of doing it. I'm not doing it to sit here and beg all day. I say to my audience all the time, I wish I didn't have to ask you guys for anything. It was awesome back in the day before the channel got screwed up.
Did he say he made his channel in 2008? It's like he caused the housing crash.
Yeah.
The views plummeted and the ad revenue plummeted. It was just about.
So yeah, the 2008 financial crisis occurred because DSP made his channel and everyone was too busy watching his videos, and so the economy crashed.
Out playing the games. But now what's happened is I changed my content. Now I'm a more social streamer. Now a lot of the times it's more about hanging out and having a good time and conversing rather than the game. A lot of the more popular things I do are not necessarily like difficult games. It'll be like a chill game, a game where we're just sitting back and talking and relaxing when I play. You have that social element, and then people say, hey, well, I really liked what we did today. We hung out, we had a good time here. Here's a contribution. As opposed to, oh, here's a video you watched and I made ad revenue on it because you like that I raged in the video. It's like a completely different kind of content, very different component.
So yeah, you have people that like you and they're going to give you money. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I think that's the way streaming generally works. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, and you do exist inside of an ecosystem with other people that are similar to you. Who would you say like kind of has the same type of detractors that you have?
Oh, you're just talking about
wings. Well, yeah.
The Lalcow universe.
Well, I didn't want to use that word, but yeah.
But listen. The thing is,
he's reclaiming it. It's his word.
Angry when people call me a Lalcow, but now I understand. If you're a Lalcow, it's not because of your choice. It's because people have made you.
No, it is, unfortunately.
Like they have chosen. To
you could log off at any point.
A kind of reaction from you. They're going to try to
even though it is your job, I understand that, but like you still make a choice. You accept the costs
every day on stream, and you're human. You're going to give them that reaction every once in a while. That's what they want. Now you're a Lalcow. They got the laugh out of you, right?
Right.
So you could call me a Lalcow. I don't care.
Okay.
Really, at this point, it's no big.
Yeah, he's reclaiming it. He's reclaiming it.
I didn't know if it was like a slur or something, but okay, yeah, no, it's fine. So
in truth, unless I'm not going to get offended at anything.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm a murderer or something.
Yeah, probably not. As far as I know. Okay, well, what do you think about? I'm going to give you some names, and I'm curious to get your opinion on some of these guys. What do you think about Wings of Redemption?
Like in general, or is he similar to me? Like
in general? Like would you consider him kind of similar to you?
in the situation that he's in with people who harass him every day, restream his stuff, steal his stuff, yes, that we are similar in that regard, correct. Not the content we put out or the issues that people have with us. I think the issues they have with us are completely different. But the fact that they do the same, they try to elicit the response from him, they try to harass him, they try to mess with his income. Yeah, it's similar there.
Okay, well, what about Boogie?
It's hard to, you know, I've just been thinking this whole time, whose detractors are crazier, Phil's or Wings? Because my initial answer is Wings. Because the, like, you know, the Whale Watchers stuff and some of the stuff they did with him, like with the PS4 hacking, that was crazy. But it's like, but they haven't hacked his bank account. The other thing about Wings is, I don't know if this is still up, maybe it was a different detractors, but for a while they had a website up where anytime you looked up Wings of Redemption, it would go to this web page that basically like accused him of being everything. And there was an interview that Josh did with Wings where Josh basically says, why don't you just get a job? Because that's usually like the kill shot with these guys, right? But Wings brings up that website and he's like, this is why. And it was actually a good answer for why he can't just get a job, because it was so bad, the website, and it was like everywhere, and it was impossible not, like it SEO'd, it was like everywhere. It was impossible not to see if he was to ever apply for a job. Now, obviously there are jobs with, you know, for felons and stuff. So like even people with bad reps, but the point is that like that was really bad with with DSP. Obviously there's like the bank hacks and stuff, but I don't know. They're very, it's hard to say who's worse, who's dense or worse.
988.
Yeah, I don't know, to be frank, I don't know much about him. Like, I know the content he used to make, and I don't know what level of, like, harassment or detractors he's had. I haven't really followed him that well to even really answer that question fairly. Yeah. But to my understanding, yes, he's a lolcow. And, you know, he's part of the whole lolcow live universe and all of that they do their content, so.
So what about low tier?
It is interesting how, like, the initial community that these guys had informed what sort of A-logs they have. Because, like, all of DSP's A-logs are all, like, come out of gaming in the sense of, like, broad gaming, like, kids gaming. Like, what I mean by that is, like, Wings, it's Call of Duty, right? And he himself is, like, a red, like, kind of white trash. So all of his A-logs, you know, there was the guy with, like, who's the guy who, like, got into a car accident with his kids and, like, got arrested? Like, just wild white trash type stuff. But then DSP's A-logs are, like, loser nerds, like Duty. You see what I mean? It's like, because they're all former fans or were in his community, that's the sort of people you get.
Dear God.
Yeah, he has a community very similar where they data mine his stuff to find things that he's said.
DSP had an A-log get a job with his ISP so that he could fuck with... Wasn't that Memology 101? Wasn't that literally him? He worked in, like, Central America. He's like a Guatemalan and he worked for an ISP, and yeah, he used it to get at Wings. Or not to get at Wings, to get at DSP.
Child support,
memes, things, the child support joke and all of that.
So you know about it even.
Yeah, of course.
Who in the lolcow universe deserves to be in the universe the least?
It's not a universe. Like, Keem made up the whole universe thing. It's really a lot simpler than that. It's just so there's certain people who do funny shit online and are not self-aware about it. And they continue to do it over and over again.
The least?
No, that wasn't Memology. I'm getting mixed up because he was, I think, Central American, and so is Memology.
Oh, man.
Like, who is the most unfairly treated?
Asmon Gold, to be honest with you, I don't follow this stuff. I don't. Like, unlike a lot of these people who they get
don't follow this stuff
into it because they
I don't even know what's going on.
Profit from it or ride with it. I try to just stay out of it. I always say, like, there's this big vortex around me. I'm kind of like the eye of the storm, but I don't pay attention to the storm. I'm just trying to do my own thing on stream every day. I want to stay out of the toxic shit. I don't want to try to benefit from the drama.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about that shit on my streams. I don't have drama streams and shit like that.
So you don't have so you don't really start drama with other people. You don't really talk about other people. Like, I've seen a couple of clips of you talking about me, but this is like over the last 3 years, right? So like it's not really that often. And like especially for somebody like me.
Asmon has the facial movements of a wax figurine mimicking, or like those Japanese paintings, like the old traditional ones with the super exaggerated, and the masks that they use for traditional Japanese theater.
Brings you up, or someone will bring up an LTG, then I'll respond. But in general, it's a very rare occurrence where I'll just bring up, oh yeah, this asshole today did this, haha, let's laugh at them. Almost never. I would almost never do that.
The DSP LTG arcs are always the best.
And I don't react to content like that either. Very rarely.
Okay, so that's kind of a good thing, I would say. Have you ever thought about doing that? Like starting like a lolcow podcast or like making more drama videos or anything like that? Or is it just not something that's interesting to you?
Well, first off, I mean, Keemstar wanted me to be part of the lolcow podcast.
What do you think about Keemstar?
It started. I think Keemstar is a smart guy in that he knows how to make content that people will watch and support.
Yes, he's good at making money.
I don't necessarily agree with the content he makes, but that doesn't mean that I have to. Like, I can say, okay, that's not for me, but respect to the guy who actually was successful doing that content, right?
Okay,
I used to be
yeah,
a hater. I used to actually hate on that content and be a jerk about it. But now I'm like, why am I going to be a hater? I
Who
shouldn't be a hater.
do you hate?
The list of DSP hate list.
Who do I hate? Like, do I
Yes.
hate a person?
Who do you hate? Whose content do you watch that makes you mad?
No one. I don't hate watch content at all.
Bro, come on.
So,
Just say just say duty. Just say that. Why not?
all right, what about, how much do you know about pirate?
I keep saying that. I keep trying to give like genuine like what he should say, but honestly, like this flat face, just like no, I don't hate anybody. Like just complete delusion is funnier. Like I said, it's like this. It's like Stanek pilled. It's like if you believe it hard enough, you warp reality.
Pirate software.
He's just Buddha. He's a wholesome Buddha Chakra Khan. He's gonna retire to the Tibetan mountains in perfect harmony. I have rejected all attachments. I hate nobody.
Very little.
Do you know
I
what
all the
happened with Pirate?
controversy.
All right, can you explain it to me?
From what I'm to understand, I guess Pirate Software was someone who said that he worked at Blizzard. I guess he did.
He did.
And so he became this like big respected game dev. He was making an indie game for a long time, and I guess he kept making
Phil doesn't need saving. He's making money. He's on Asmon Gold. He's getting steak.
promises that he was going to release this part of the game, and he kept making excuses why he wasn't doing it, even though it was like crowdfunded and everything. And then come to find out, over the years, his web of lies kind of unraveled. That half the shit that he was saying why the game wasn't being delivered was not true.
The web of lies being unraveled. Oh, that's sounds familiar.
And then I guess, for what I'm understanding, again, I could be wrong. You correct me if I'm wrong, because this is a very broad understanding. I guess people always thought he was really good at MMOs because he worked at Activision Blizzard, and then he played World of Warcraft and he like made critical errors and sucked at it, and then he blamed everyone else, so people hated him for it. Kind of sounds a little similar to kind of my early days when like I was always saying, "Oh, my shit
Okay, we're getting some. Okay,
think I'm like conceited and everything," and then I got angry when people criticized me. So I kind of see like a little parallel there, maybe.
Do you have any advice for him?
Well, I don't know what happened to him. What's going on with him at this point?
I don't know. I think he's kind of, honestly, I respect Thor. I think Thor's a great guy, but
what? I mean, it would be one thing if Asmon's like, yeah, I think some of the drama is overrated, like all that stuff. But how could you think he's a good guy? Like Pirate Software is like the scientific, perfect specimen of an unlikable person.
You know, he went through a lot of drama with Classic WoW, and like I was curious because I'm a big WoW guy. I used to be, at least, and so I was curious, like kind of like what your abbreviated version of it was compared to like what somebody like me knows that is a a purveyor in all drama, slop, and garbage. And so yeah, I think that you're definitely like kind of on point with that. And yeah, you were right about all of this. I mean, I would say so. Yeah. And so, what advice would you give somebody who is making content and wants to avoid being a lolcow?
Oh man,
log off. I guess he said making content.
This
is going to be funny because he's just going to say something he doesn't do and look straight at the camera and say it, which is going to be funny.
For so long,
yeah,
there was no track record of people who had done content like I was doing to follow. There was no blueprint. There was no history to follow.
Right.
So you didn't know what was right. Back in the day, I would say and do whatever the hell I wanted. Thinking I'm never going to get in trouble for this. Here we are, 15 years later. People are trying to cancel me for something I said in 2010, acting like I said it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So what I would say is, today, if you're a content creator, you actually have examples that you can look at and you can analyze and you can see what's worked and what hasn't. You can look at someone like me.
Exactly. It's exactly what I said. He's going to look at the camera and he's going to say something that he doesn't do and could very easily do, and just with a straight face, just like learning from the past.
Someone like Boogie, someone like Wings, someone like LTG, whoever you want to say is the lolcow of the day, Pirate Software.
Whoever your favorite
and
one
see
is.
What exactly, and see the mistakes they made and learn from them. Take these people's life experiences and try to do stuff better, because for someone like me, I was considered an innovator back in the day. I didn't know.
I was an innovator. I played a video game and pointed a camera at it. I invented YouTube.
What the hell I was doing. Yeah. And now, here we are in the situation I'm in. I'm like, well, hindsight's 20/20. Now I look back.
I'm being hypnotized. Like, this is just so fun. Like the work that everything he does is because everyone loves him. It's too successful. I'm an innovator. I stopped the Iraq war by quitting the helicopter factory. Also, everyone hates me. It's just it's amazing.
I was an asshole back then, but there's nothing I can do about it now. I'm just living with that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. He's rejected all attachments. He's a wholesome Buddha Chakra Khan who doesn't hate anyone. He's rejected all attachments.
Makes sense. I mean, there's been a number of clips I've seen about the tears. Have you seen the one with the Tears of the Kingdom?
Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, okay. Let me think. Zelda. So that was the one. The meme. I'm trying to remember the meme because remember, there's always a meme about me. Wasn't the meme that I sucked at doing the puzzles with the building shit, and I just like it was like I was smashing my head against the wall trying to solve the puzzles while other people would solve it like super quick or something like that. I think that was the meme anyway.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
So
for me, here's me. I'm ass backwards. If there's something that's simple, I can't do it. It's like I'm a dunce. I'll have a square peg and I'm trying to shove it into a round hole, right? But then you'll present me with the most complex puzzle or hard boss fight, and I'll beat it like second.
What? Is there any proof?
Try. It's weird. Like I'm just like opposite.
Okay.
In my
Okay.
head, I don't
So,
know.
Like, what would we even consider a hard puzzle in a game?
how many tries did it take you to beat Moania in Elden Ring?
It took me. It was just half a stream and then another stream. I think it was 4 hours.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's probably on par, I would say. And so you can.
But
Okay, go ahead.
the final boss of Sekiro,
Ishin.
three tries, 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. That's respectable. It is. All right. That's pretty good.
You know what I want to see Phil play? I want to see Phil play Where's an Egg? Let me find this. This game is basically a stealth IQ test. I wonder if it's going to be really loud. Everyone close your ears. Is it even going to run? Oh, it's not too bad. All right, we're going to find the egg. Question mark. Cat is happy face, okay. Okay, so he's telling the truth? No. No! Oh, she didn't have the egg. No, that's wrong. Come on, come on. Come on. Okay, that's true. Alright. We got one try left. No, that's wrong. Oh, well, I lost. I haven't lost Where's an Egg in a long time. There we go, it's an IQ test. I'm retarded. Let's try again. I used to play this game a lot because we would try to see how fast you could win without just like guessing randomly, right? Because there is a methodology to the game. I want to see Phil play this game. Okay. This game is an IQ test. That's why I lost, because I'm retarded. Fails, yeah. Interesting, so this guy was lying. Nope. Sometimes people are just wrong, I guess. Imagine that. Oh, you think you know where an egg is, do you? Oh, maybe he's right. There we go. If I'm remembering correctly, my methodology was go around and ask everyone about an egg until someone gives you an answer. And then you shoot that guy. Because he's either lying or he's not. The faster you do it, the better ending you get. The one with Sputnik, I think, is the second to best ending.
Dumb.
Anyway, that's what Phil should play. Phil should play Where's an Egg?
Why? I don't know. I destroyed him.
So
Everyone's like, what the hell did
sometimes
you
you're
just
really good at games, sometimes you're not, and it's just like that's just I guess kind of like your way of thinking is different. So sometimes you'll immediately pick up on something, and other times you won't even be able to figure out the ball pressure plate thing. Is that pretty much accurate?
Exactly
Yes.
right. I would say for sure. People like watching my streams because they completely get to see this weird take on shit that they're like, how does he get into these situations? But then how did he fucking do that so quick? You know?
Okay, yeah. So I haven't seen the Sekiro thing. I'm gonna have to look at it again. And apparently there's Battlefield 6 was another one.
Oh, I did terrible at that.
So
I'm
did I.
also currently doing awful at Call of Duty. I need to fucking play it this year to save my life. I can't.
Okay, this is the gaming stuff. Okay, I don't care. Let's do Styx. So, Styx came back in the thread, and I was really happy to see this because the last I saw, he got banned. Because he had come in here and smote one of the evil X's. And he got banned. But he came back because this person was talking shit This is one of the, I think this is the person that talked about how he was mean to a beaver. Yes, that really is part of this. and he smote them and then got banned. And then now this person came back and said he used to have car dates with strung out locals in the Rut Vegas mall strip. So who knows? I'm not sure why he would tell me these things when he was sober. I thought the idea was he was always drunk. One of the long-term whores he was with died of a drug overdose. This is what I mean. This is why this thread is Kino, because Styx is obviously has his problems, right? But his League of Evil Exes, they're so retarded. And they all have, like, lore about why they're fucked up. So there's the girl that he got convicted for the DV with. She's fucking crazy BPD in this thread. There's the black lady before who has, like, severe inferiority complex about her race. Every post she makes, even if it's not about it at all, she has to mention how, like, she's essentially ashamed for being black and British. Like, it's cope. Like, it's very insecure. So that's her lore. Then there's a Mexican lady, I think, involved. And then there's this person who's a newer person who's come in here. And her lore is that they went on a walk in the woods and he was mean to a beaver. He was mean to a beaver's dam. He, like, broke it or something. Like, it's just, this is what I've said this before, that the good stuff for Styx isn't really his streams. The outfits are kind of funny, but you can only really do that joke once. It's this thread. So he's saying that he dated someone who died of a drug overdose of heroin. Sad about it for a day. My guess would be, okay. And so she's claiming he has a 30 to 40 body count. And saying that all his exes are whores. I would like to reiterate that not all of Charles' exes are, of course you have to say that because you're one of them. And so then he comes in here and destroys. He was posting suicidal lyric. Yeah, I mean, he gets drunk and makes funny they're like, Styx is Styx, right? We cannot assume that the Rutland TV shelter has space for Nikki. There's a possibility that she'll have to leave her job to relocate. Charles tried visiting me while I was in the shelter. Are you a dog? He's getting these girls out of the shelter. I refuse to have him fuck up my only support line. So he comes in and he's like, again, he just that was the you know, the X is, it's the same cycle, but it's funny every time, even though it's the same thing. X comes in, League of Evil X's starts to form up, makes claims, then he comes in and just drops a nuke. And every time he does this, he comes out looking better. Like, or at least he comes out nuking the X's. I mean, he doesn't really look good. But you people are all insane. That never happened. You retarded drop. Okay. If his retard magic worked, I would have been gone long ago. And then here we get the line. Which is just incredible. Use Grok to check the lyrics and you'll see what the songs are. Yeah, okay. I would not waste a spell on you. I prefer to reserve my usage for things that are meaningful. What a bomb. It's just like, making fun of his magic, and he just doubles down. And he's just like, you're not even worth magic missile, bish. I wouldn't even spend a level 1 spell slot on you, bish. Like, I'm so high. I don't, even though I'm a level 20 wizard and I've got like 15 level 1 spell slots, I wouldn't even waste one on you, bish. And I think he has some other posts too. People shitting on him. He's selling wolf tickets. So she just has no comeback, it looks like, to, by the way, Styx Hexenhammer will be on the Kino Casino show tonight. They better not hold back. Wait, he's going on the show? Is that true? Hold on. Did Kino Casino actually let someone come on and debate them? Wait, are you your deadly chaos magic to find out? Yes, you have spell slots. Go play D&D. Well, don't play D&D, but do you have a little MP gauge? Yeah, he's got mana. He's got mana, too. I think it's both. He was on Killstream recently, playing both sides. Yeah, but I think he was going to go on Casey to like debate them, right? Or I don't know. I just saw it right here that he said that's what I would assume he would be going on. The only reason he'd be going on is to like debate them. I just don't believe that they'd let him on because they're just so coward. Like they just won't even give the opportunity, you know? They just put him in the title and might cut. Oh, whatever then. All right, updates on Nikki. I know you're looking. Her is everything okay? Yeah, let's the league form up.
Yeah, this is your fucking Thanksgiving, nigga.
He's so drunk, but this Kino. He's so drunk.
Yeah, this is your fucking Thanksgiving, nigga.
Neither Jade nor I will give... Oh, so this person's black too? Okay. Because the other, one of the... Like I said, there's a previous girl in here of the League of Eagle Eyes who's black. Is she black? She's like black British, though. I'm going back to hell soon. Oh, here. I almost missed this. I have a... Amazing. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, every time he comes into this, he's the only guy I know. He's the only one of these guys that has a Kiwi Farms thread where him going into the thread actually worked out for them. Everybody else, anyone who's posted in their own thread, it just is a disaster. Like, they just get trolled, and they end up saying shit that they shouldn't. Styx is the only one I've seen who's been able to come into his thread and actually win. The Styx segment was pushed over to Monday. They've done this shit before. It doesn't surprise me. Nobody display too much retardation between now and then that would make for good content. I know you spread that false rumor that I got my ass. See, that's the other problem with the League of Evil X's is there's infighting sometimes. Like the last time I talked about Styx, the girl that he DV'd came in and defended him. Just wild. You're not fooling anybody. Damn, she's like... This person's posting a lot. The problem is that Jade was roasted by the casino for being fat and having a gap in her smile. It is difficult to come to terms with what nature gave. Well, yeah, because that's what they do. The public humiliation made her silent on the Taro topic ever since. Yeah, probably a smart move. Better to be a GLP-1 junkie with the megalomania than suffer from a... Why is it... This person's falling apart. You won't believe me, the attachment is still there between you and him. I come here to... This is Layla. This is the DV lady. Yeah, and look, she's defending Styx. I don't understand why you're keeping tabs all these years, being fair. He didn't really do anything to you, did he? So yeah, the exes are fighting with each other. Are you the little Chippewa Styx posted pics of? Cherokee. I'm a little more melanin deficient these days. But yes, that was me. So we've got a British black lady, a BPD white lady, a Mexican who I think he was like married to, his Dutch wife who he has a kid with, and a Cherokee. He's just... Styx is just like banging the whole world. Like, new species originate. You had court coming up. I'm sure that's really why you were calling. You know what happens when you assume... This lady, she is so crazy. Some of her posts in here where she would just go off and tell her whole life story and about how she it's really like prototypical BBD because everything that's ever happened to her is not her fault, right? Every situation she is not her fault, and she just, it's funny. You know what happens when you assume, right? You make an whoa, pwned, truth nuke. Mostly yourself though, because I'm already the Keister. Her last name is Keister. We already knew that, but again, why are you... Okay. This is a line right here. You know what happens when you assume, right? You make an ass out of you and me, mostly yourself though, because I'm already the Keister. This is why the League of Evil X's keeps losing, guys. I don't want to make content like this when everybody else does a much better job than I do. Then we're talking about lyrics. In before my ex says, in the everlasting words of Chris Brown, these hoes ain't loyal. Beautiful princess disease. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. It's always stuff like this, these giant paragraphs that just tell her entire life. I wouldn't say don't take the bait, but it will only fall on deaf ears. Tarl has some Svengali style grip on you. I think he used your period blood. Yeah, that's another part of this. He used period blood to cast a spell. Just another day in the Styx-averse, right? Never heard of Svengali. Guess I'll do research. That's really shitty. If it's my fate to be bound to him, why do so many other people need to be involved? Liz, I can kind of understand. He cheated on me with her and married her and had a kid with her. I don't know, to help with my divorce. So she was in the process of getting divorced when she got with Styx, who was cheating on her, or cheating on his legal wife in the Netherlands. And then there's also a Cherokee in there. Somewhere there's a Cherokee. Stay married to someone who hates me, wishes that. See, here we go. Everyone hates, like, I didn't do nothing. People just hate me for no reason. They're trying to psychologically break me, Gator. A man who doesn't understand periods, feminine pleasure, nutritional cooking, or how to hug his wife. I really don't know. This girl should get with Josh. If she's okay with a man who doesn't understand periods or feminine pleasure or cooking, Josh is kind of perfect for her, right? What kind of husband doesn't open a lawsuit when his wife comes home crying because her boss made an illegal... Like this. No one knew about this. No one cared. And now we're being told that her boss... What? So she's mad at her previous husband for not suing her boss after her boss told her to go pump breast milk in the bathroom. What? So the husband I do have that made a fucking TikTok about it instead of a legal case. What does this have to do with anything? Why are you telling us this? What? So she's talking about her previous husband who didn't sue her boss for her boss telling her to pump breast milk in the bathroom. This is what I'm saying, guys. It's all in the thread. This stuff is all in the thread. Does love me and will protect me from harm. If that's myself for now, then so fucking be it. I'm so fucking over ranting here. It's a waste of time. This is literally her like 100th rant in the thread. Yeah, that does seem like a reasonable request. Why would you sue over that? But girl, you need help. Serious, actual help. Here we got a... Okay. Why not both? Styx is the greatest lover since Don Juan. Or he is using black magic binding these women to the point they still ruminate about it years later. True. Or the people he attracts. Well, no, he just purposely picks these women because they're easy to control. I'm going to spill some details that might make me seem delusional. He was conducting rituals on September 27th, 2015 lunar eclipse. Binding rituals. Okay, so this ex is saying that the reason he keeps getting these women is because he cast binding rituals on them. Oh, and this is... Yeah, she's... Honestly, this girl might get her own thread. The Keister girl. Because she's crazy. Yeah, this is just a record, them saying that she's been doing this forever. I am also a practitioner, but I'm a healer. Oh boy. This is like... You know the person, you guys know who I'm talking about, who pretends to be a hacker? It's also a woman who pretends to be a hacker and is in all these gay groups and stuff, but it's like, I'm a white hat hacker, not a black hat hacker. This is this equivalent of that. Pretending to be a wizard, but a wholesome big chungus wizard. I don't care that some of you labeled this as lunacy. Then why did you say? Why would you have to make that announcement? Like, this is why Styx can win, is because we have a practitioner and just call yourself a witch, or a wizard or whatever. Don't call yourself a practitioner. You're not a doctor. Because illegal things have happened to me since my entire life. Yeah, that's living in the world. People break the law. Legal minds. And the people that came... have done them keep trying to ruin my life because I refuse to be a silent survivor. This is what I mean. See, it's always everybody else, and she's like a girl boss, bravely standing against the evil of the world, but also like a victim and needs help. I won't shut up about it because they don't deserve my silence. They can all die. Okay, yeah. So, can't flush toilets correctly. Can't wipe their asses. Pwned. Is Styx going to come back in the thread? That's really what I'm looking for here. If you want me to stop... Oh, so they banned her? Because she said if you want me to stop posting whatever the fuck I want, you'll have to ban me or kill me. Okay. Was this a Josh decision? Ah, boy. Alright, is there anything else? You are all spectators to a story that did not take place in your lives. Yes, but the only reason we're able to spectate is because you people keep coming to the thread and being insane. Like, it's a choice you've made. Taro only took a step back from this thread because he realized all the bullying doxing taxes were not... No, he took a step back because he won. He came in and told you he wouldn't waste a spell slot on your ass and then left. Like, and then ever since then, you've revealed that you're a wholesome big chungus wizard, and that you were a victim of a binding ritual. Like, you're insane. And then your compatriot, the other lady, is talking about how she, I mean, the breast milk in her boss, and like he doesn't have to do anything. Like, all Styx ever has to do in this thread is come in and drop one line and then leave. And then it stirs the pot enough that the people, his exes, just blow themselves up. Luigi wins by doing nothing, you know? Tara only took a step back from this thread. Yeah, I read that. Okay. Is that it? You should reveal more. That's what I would always post in this thread. I'll be honest, I've kind of stirred the pot in this thread too a few times. Where whenever one of the exes posts, I'm just like, oh yeah, tell your story, you know? Because it's always just some crazy shit and they always look worse. I think you're missing the point that it's not what took place. It's also a number of occurrences within a short period of time he had with other females. Most females never expect to be abused, and others have normalized it. Well, the other girl said that she does expect it because she's always been a victim. I've defended my position on the previous account, but I'll rephrase it here within a question. How can anybody in their right minds not speak out against what Tarl has done and continues to do, especially while being, bang a bunch of women? Crazy women? Like, that's what... Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? You want to Me Too him? Is Taro like a moral paragon? He's a Satan. Like, he's an open demon worshiper, magic demon worshiper. Nobody is looking to Styx for moral guidance. He talks about, like, boomer tier political takes and being a Satanist demon worshipping wizard. And this is the guy you decided to go to and bang, and then need to be like, what could possibly be? My point is, like, short of him being like a pedo or something, which I don't think there's any proof of that, or has been accused of it. Like, what else could be revealed that would make him look stupider or worse, really? Especially while being the survivor to the situation. I've been relatively enigmatic throughout this whole area. You literally doxed yourself in the thread, lady. You said that picture is me. We looked at that post, the Cherokee one. She's like, I didn't look at the picture, but she confirmed that was her in the picture. So no, you have not been enigmatic. Tarla had to literally attempt to dox me on here to shift focus to me. The fact that you dox yourself. The fact that Samantha events should show you how much distress she's going through, or that she's fucking insane. I mean, she's clearly crazy. Like, come on. Styx is slinging more meat than... Honestly, yeah. I feel no humiliation through this. Well, that's kind of a sign. You should be. Taro is also amused by bloated corpses, but that doesn't mean I'm going to roll over and die for him. Can you clarify what you mean by this? She worked on herself and yapped less. Yeah, but her yapping on the internet is kind of funny. Anybody else in line to assume that the dimwit didn't mind the context of what I initially shared? We are all in charge of our decisions. Having empathy for their scenarios does not mean I agree with how they are choosing to navigate their own. I thought you said that she was a victim and in distress. The first two get a sticker for trying, but this game of telephone, it is Sunday. Yeah, but you're a fucking wizard. Why do you care? Make sure that you take a shit on something to relieve yourself in preparation for your hated It's funny because when this person first came in the thread, they didn't come across as that crazy. They were just like talking shit about Styx and seemed, I don't know, on the curve of Styx X's, seemed a little more put together. But now she's just like insane. I get that some of you are upset. Capacity understand that breaking from the victim mindset involves reclaiming your voice. Reclaim your mana. Reclaim your spell slots. Share screenshots of conversations with Taro. I like this guy. I don't know. I'm not going to endorse. I don't know. I just from what I've seen his just, you know, skimming the thread, he seems to be just trying to get them to say more, which is what you should be doing. Is there anything else? Oh, here, he's back. You can reveal all you want. I am not attempting to stop you from cringing. Exactly. Like, why would he? Why would he stop you? Like, you're just being an idiot. Like, you're doing exactly what he would want you to do. This is retardedly false. I've never done a binding ritual in my life, but I do appreciate your obvious attempt to convince a certain third party that I did. Thank you for clarifying the binding ritual allegation, Styx. You're here to roast me, kind of the point of the site. Keep in mind, words cut both ways. Oh, and then he posts a picture. Sam is your superior in every way. Now he's pitching the X's against each other. It's like, the BPD girl is way better than you, Cherokee Bish. Comes to endorse everything Dizzy Until Death has ever said. Well, that's the problem. That's gonna, like, I don't know. There's some weird people on this site, and they have like weird posts and other threads that you don't see. Sam is your superior in every way. As a mother working, caring for herself and everything else. Watching you criticize her is hilarious. Why did your German boyfriend yeah, so it's just total nuke, like, full, just posting him. I've never negatively criticized him. Yeah, you did. You said that she was still ensorcelled. I'm pretty sure you, like, I don't think you used the word ensorcelled, but you literally said there was a binding ritual. Like, it's not even an exaggeration. If you weren't so wet-brained, you'd be able to comprehend that. No, but I do literally shitpost because it bothers people. Here's an example of my fine Styx. You were winning before. By coming in here and just saying that you're not spending a spell slot and then letting them chimp out and say a bunch of crazy shit, you were winning. Now you're kind of... Yeah. Fucking shit, eat, dude. Great. Thank you, Styx. Very cool. What is there to criticize? What do you mean, what is there to criticize about Samantha? Samantha is the crazy one who's talking about breast milk. She's like a divorcee, deadbeat mom. Like, there's a lot to criticize Samantha for being insane. What is there to criticize? I can think of plenty of things to criticize about you, Sarah Lang. Oh, power word. Like your incessant obsession with me when you say I thought she was Cherokee and her name is Sarah Lancaster. Average Cherokee moment, Sarah Lancaster. Styx guy is kind of funny. You should do stand-up. Yeah. He is doing stand-up just in the thread. He's standing up in the thread. When you say I still have some attachment to you, I scoff. You contacted me after literally 5 years of no contact. You are still morbidly obsessed. Can you be morbidly obsessed with a person? I do not know or care what your goal is here because I was perfectly content to pretend you never... That's kind of true. Styx did not bring this up first. You're not my type anymore. I don't think you the fact he was ever your type is why you're like the problem. I don't think you get it. I develop self-worth. I do enjoy watch. If you develop self-worth, you would not be litigating a 5-year-old relationship on Kiwi farms and talking about magic. Yeah, and everyone's loving it, of course. Rumors of my demise are quite premature. Yours already happened. Possibly why you're here posting about me instead of doing something productive. I have sympathy for Sam. I have none for you. I don't know why you have sympathy for Sam. One of you is at least fucking trying in an unforgiving way. Okay, so he's just playing directly into Mrs. Keister's whole thing. Okay. Whatever. I don't think that you understand that your viewpoint of me holds... Then why are you here having this argument? 5 years later. It's just crazy that Styx is literally like a demon-worshipping wizard that has all this baggage from all these women, and they're all so dumb and crazy that he just still wins. These people are failing to make a demon worshipping wizard look worse than them. That's wild. When are you changing your name from Darl to Tard? Got him. You will never be a real warlock. You will never be a real warlock. You have no mojo. You worship a gay owl. You can't even make wands. You are a gay pirate in a tricorner hat, twisted by booze and buggery into a crude mockery of King Cobra JFS's perfection. All the validation you get is two-faced and half-hearted. Behind your back, people mock you. Even your Gale. This is great. Yeah. This. You have never been a normal warlock. Ah, great. We've got this guy with a menorah informing us that he's not even a good wizard. He's misinformed about magic. Magic weaker than got him. Is that it? And you do not have any value to me. These are the ones I value. People. Yeah, you already said this, dude. Either release everything you have on me. True, honestly. Thank you, Styx, for giving her permission. Thank you for feeding the thread. They're still going at it. Holy shit. I thought this was going to be like two, because that's usually what it is he comes in, he makes like 1-2 posts, and then leaves. Do not fucking play. Okay, but you just said release everything. Styx, the more you engage, the more you're starting to lose this fight that they already lost for you. Like, obsessed derelict mother. Double post. Fuck yourself, you retarded bitch. This is so bad. This is so trashy. Like, what are you doing, man? Post things of meaning about me or go away. The hell is wrong with you? You are in every way inferior to Sam. This is kind of a funny tactic because there's so many X's in this thread. Is to like be like, have a tier list. Oh, that would be such a good idea. Styx should do an X tier list. Now that this is all out here, right? And you are also inferior to me if you breathe. Otherwise, post your shit. Otherwise, fuck off. True. I'm sure you've okay. Post some nudes of me. Why would you? True, Styx. True. Imagine saying this. Imagine saying this. You were trying the same shit you did. It's not talking about dick sucking so much as revealing to. Oh my gosh, this is it's getting boring. Honestly, it's just they're just saying the same thing back and forth to each other at this point. Linus joined his thread. That's really surprising. That's really surprising. Does that make him the largest figure to ever publicly post on QB forums? He just made one post calling everyone delusional and then dipping. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, that's, I guess, what you do. Styx is starting to lose the plot here with this stuff. Before this, like I said, he's the only guy I've ever heard of who posted in their thread who actually, like, benefited from it, or, like, won. He's starting to undermine that, though. I think Linus is bigger than Louis Rossman, though. Divine Circle of Protection. Kino. It's a whole wizard. Domestic abuse cast by the false wizard prophet. Taro block of slop tube. The only way to win the farms is to go to your thread and post your ass. The David Wood gambit. I'm glad they made this post. Where is they've got to include the black lady. I don't think it's this one. Sekhmet 666. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The Keister lady's husband came in here. And then another guy called like Mr. Frankenstein who said he got like groomed by neo-Nazis or something into being gay. Like, dude, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot in this thread. This is a very dense thread. There was a Samantha's like husband who came in here to like defend himself because Samantha was talking all this doing her thing, right? And then there was another guy who was like Mr. Frankenstein or something talking about how he got groomed by neo-Nazis. Dirt Bubbles did the SSN gambit and his thread is locked. Okay, there you go. Pwned. Did I actually ever say that, or are you making up the narrative? Okay, so they're still fighting. Oh, did they ban him? Oh, he's a DFE. Oh, okay. No, they just put his flag on him so he can't delete his post. Okay. I still love this line that I would not waste a spell on you. That's so Kino. Okay, I think he left because it got featured, and that's probably when he bailed. All right, let's see this Linus post. That's funny that he would post. Yeah, he's bigger than Louis Rossman. I think he might be the biggest guy to ever post. I've taken the extreme step of joining to let you guys know that the quality of your recent fanfics, has dropped off lately, and frankly, I'm disappointed. Okay, so then he does think the stuff before was good. The quotas post is not bad. It's got a couple of key elements, like stuff I never said and stuff I never did. But what the fuck is this? I hope he doesn't fuck up his mouth bullshit. I shouldn't have to tell you guys how to milk lol cows. This is surprising to come from Linus. This doesn't sound like him. Because he's like one of the professional LARPers where like the minute he had the opportunity to pretend to be like an official, like professional at another level, he took it. The edge that I've come to expect is completely missing. Here are some helpful suggestions. He sounds different. Needs to go much harder at the impact of my appearance and enunciation. Need something about being cucked by my dom wife. Ooh. Okay, this is a little worse than just saying you're all delusional and leaving. Because some of this stuff is it's kind of like an admission, Needs more speculation about my failing business, something about desperation, complete lack of slurs. True. I mean, this revision is kind of true, but it's also probably not a good idea. Linus did used to use the hard R, true. Complete lack of slurs. Anonymous and there's no consequences. You want to do it. Is that it? That's crazy. You replied to say he shouldn't be doing this? Yeah, let's see. When Null said to be on your best behavior, I was not expecting. Yeah. Null's trying to sell that new Spurgatory board really hard. Yeah, it's, if he literally just came in and was just like, lol mad. Like, something really just, that would be like, okay, if you're gonna do it. But to drop this line in particular is like really telling. Because I don't think the post had anything about that. And he's just like, by the way, everybody, I'm insecure about my relationship with my wife. Like just screaming it from the rooftops. Just a flex of how he's uncancelable, even a QE. It's definitely it's an attempt at a flex. I don't think it really is a flex. He's trying. Also, I don't know about the canceling thing. I don't think it would cancel him. It's just unwise. The effort post betrays how much you care. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, like if it was, the more you type, like the more you cope, it's just like, oh wow, you really do read this all. Okay, Josh. Talking about how he views his kids. Let's see if he, I assume he didn't post anything else. Although I would never assume he'd post at all, so. Don't read your own thread. You know what I said earlier? I was like, the reason why I was coping about saying I like that poster is because you never know. Someone posts something weird or gross in some other weird thread or somewhere else, and then someone finds it and it's like, this is who you're endorsing? This is what I mean. This right here is what I mean. Exactly this. Do you think Josh spun around in his chair when he saw it? Yes. He's definitely excited. I mean, he should be. It's like kind of... It's like I said, I think he's literally like the biggest guy to ever post on the website. A fresh bottle of Old Bay, yeah. Rewarding himself for Linus posting once in his thread. Just a good old fifth of Old Bay. Yeah. Alright, last thing I'm going to do is I asked for questions. Where is it? Here it is. Are we in a new Cold War? Answer, yes, yes. Okay. Here's my hot take. The Cold War is a myth. The Cold War was not special. We periodize it with something like the Cold War, but it was not a unique phenomenon. A lot of people think that the Cold War is unique because of nukes, and that it's like a distinct geopolitical phenomenon that only could have occurred because of certain circumstances. But stuff like the Cold War has existed throughout all of history, of just like rivals competing, both directly and indirectly. So to answer the question, are we in a new Cold War? If we define Cold War as just a rising power and a existing power competing for like hegemony, and that's us in China, then yes. It was novel in that it was bipolar power distribution. That's not novel. It's not novel at all. There are multiple areas of history where you have multipolarity or like bipolarity. Whether it's Carthage and Rome for 200 years, whether it's Safavid Persia and the Ottomans. There are also like periods of European history at like a regional level where it occurs. Generally, the narrative is that I just named 3. Let's think of what else. There's also like the Valley of Mexico during the rise of the Aztecs. There's like 2 large city-states. They call it the Cold War when they admit to the games being played in the gray zone. Yeah, but that's my point, is they're always being played. There's always games in the gray zone. I guess what the narrative with the Cold War is that because there was nukes, it meant that you couldn't have direct conflict, and that's unique. And my point is it's just not true. Because there's always a cost to direct conflict. And it's always like, you know, there's escalation. Like that I've talked about before in previous more political streams about like Herman Kahn escalation theory. Most of those escalatory actions don't require nukes. Second question, is the Westphalian model of diplomacy dead? So here's the other thing. You know, people, first of all, the Westphalian model usually refers to the conception of the nation state, not necessarily a conception of diplomacy. The idea of like defining borders or defining power interests in a treaty was not unique to the Peace of Westphalia. And I actually don't like the periodization of history where we talk about like a pre and post Westphalian era, because basically the Peace of Westphalia is talked about the way it is because of the importance of Europe afterwards. It's like a retroactive turning point. I tend to be like a foreign policy realist in the sense that I think that states always are simply always exist in a state of anarchy, in the sense that there's no higher power than the state, at least in the world. Like, we can talk about religion, but at least in the world. And so because of that, they will use any tools, whether it be diplomacy or force or anything, to basically secure themselves. Which all this might sound like common sense, but it's not, especially now. Like, we live in an era of like liberal foreign policy. The way it used to work was during the Cold War, the marketing of American foreign policy was liberal, but the actions were realist. Now it feels like the new generation of diplomats has essentially drank the Kool-Aid since the 90s, in the sense that they believe their own marketing. It's kind of surreal. And that's how you get stuff like, you know, building democracy in Iraq, and then you don't do that. like it just fails. It's also why, like, I don't care about ideology as far as diplomacy. You know, like, Trump the other day made that tweet saying that he wants one guy to win in Honduras versus another guy because he doesn't want, like, a communist in charge. I would be perfectly fine with the U.S. being allied or having relations or whatever with a communist country, as long as it serves our foreign policy interests. Because ultimately, ideology is more of a domestic justifying tool than it actually informs foreign policy outcomes. What I mean by that is, so you look at like Stalin, like, he's communist, right? But he basically just achieved, or sought to achieve, and did achieve for the most part, all the same foreign policy goals that Tsarist Russia had. Like, this idea that because a communist, or because a country has a certain ideology, it will necessarily always have specific foreign policy goals is just not true. Like, a communist country is a country before it's communist. And it's a state. A communist state is a state before it's communist. And a state will always seek security first. And survival, essentially. And it will always pursue, like, methods to achieve that goal, regardless of ideology. Now, you may say, well, then what about Operation Condor? Why do we replace all of the socialist governments in South America if ideology doesn't matter? And the reason is because those socialist governments were clients of the Soviet Union. Like, Operation Condor was not because they were communists. It was because they were going to be controlled and clients of the Soviet Union. If we had reason to believe that there was socialists in South America that came up completely organically, there was no influence there, and it was in our interest and they would work with us, we would have allowed it. And that's not because we're like the U.S. is wholesome big chungus. It's just because that's all anyone cares about. There's some utility in the soft power provided by non-realist diplomacy, obviously. Well, that's what I mean. Is what you're talking about, though, is using the illusion of non-realist diplomacy to achieve a realist goal. That's what I mean when I talk about the marketing. Cold War, like, the marketing was that we were doing this to save the world and democracy and human rights. But in reality, we were just saying that to achieve a realist foreign policy goal. Whereas now, like I said, I think a lot of diplomats basically fell for the marketing. They actually think that's really what the primary goal is, when really that's just a justifying framework to do what we would do anyway. Insofar as you include non-military influence as a mean to achieve hegemony, yeah. But why are you achieving hegemony? It's for security. Like, there's always an imperial power, and then there's everybody else. And you have to know, like, what era you're in and what your position is so that you can navigate that correctly. But, like, anyway, back to the Trump tweet. If you know, Honduras or whatever elected a socialist government, I wouldn't, like, I don't think we should interfere just because they're socialists. We should interfere or not interfere based off whether they're going to do what we want them to and whether it serves our interests. I don't like ideology-based foreign policy, even though I obviously have, like, political opinions. I don't like communism or whatever. It's not the U.S.'s job to enforce ideology. It's the U.S.'s job to basically just look out for its own security. In your estimate, as far as the Westphalian model of diplomacy, I guess all of that is to say is that I contend with the question, what the entire concept of Westphalian model of diplomacy. I don't think there's eras to diplomacy, is what I'm saying. And I don't think that there's eras to the way states act. I think they always have had the same core interest and will pursue any tool to achieve it. And everything, and a lot of the other stuff is all just marketing, or like I said, like a justifying framework. In your estimation, is there any real chance of a hot war between two first world superpowers? Yes, 100%. Or is it just proxy wars from here on out? America is we. Yeah, no, there will be hot war. War never changes. There will be war. Yeah, and there'll be like full scale wars. Like I don't think. I don't know. I don't think. I think that there are like some hard rules to history that don't change, and I think history is mostly cyclical. And you might change the methodology, as in your hammers might hammer faster, or your cars might go faster or whatever. But the actual core framework or the core motivating interest is the same. But yeah, there'll definitely be a hot war. I mean, I've said this before. I think that China will attempt to invade Taiwan in spring of 2028 because it is the 100th anniversary of the PRC, and it is the last year before their military age population begins declining. And I make that prediction just because I made a prediction about when the Ukraine war would happen, and I got that right. And so I kind of want to see if I could do that again. I don't know. It's just fun, I guess. And that war, if China invaded Taiwan, we would know who's going to win within 72 hours. Because what has to happen, China can essentially establish air and sea, not supremacy, but superiority for only 72 hours, which means that they have to take the airport in Taipei within 72 hours. And our initial fast response, this got war gamed back in like 2020, a little bit before that, 2019. There was a big war game that occurred, pitching this about how it would go. And basically the 101st Airborne would be dropped on Taipei Airport the minute it happens. And that unit would need to hold the airport for 72 hours. And if they can do that, then we win. Because after that point, they would lose air and sea superiority, and then it's just over if you don't have the airport. Kind of be like a reverse of when Russia dropped all those paratroopers on Kiev Airport. Instead, our paratroopers would get dropped to hold Taipei Airport until like everything else can arrive. That's an interesting thing about like operational level like warfare, not just modern warfare, but just in general. How powerful it is. Just the idea of getting there the firstest with the mostest. Like, for example, a lot of people always joke about how the Polish had cavalry in World War II. The Soviets still use cavalry in World War II, and they're like, oh, that's so backwards. No. The point of, first of all, they weren't cavalry, they were mounted infantry, which is not the same thing. And the purpose of mounted infantry is literally just to get someone to an important place first and have them dig in until the rest of the army can get there. And it's crazy how powerful that is. One of the reasons I play Flames of War is because there's a lot of like really basic, like operational level tactics that you can like learn just from a silly little game like that. Like if you can get, for example, like in that game, if you can get your infantry to the objective and dig in literally just by one turn, you basically just win. Like your chances of victory are massively increased just by getting there first, even if it's only with a couple units, because of like the knock-on effects of that. And so that's the whole thing with Taiwan is like if that unit can hold Taipei Airport for 72 hours, then the war is over. We win. Next question we have, what do you see as a likely off-ramp? That's a polysat term, bitch. For Merchant's current arc with regards to Dagger Pussy and well, the thing is, it could have been over by now. Because Ralph had his whole thing, and then he did his show where he was redirecting to Ricada, and the Merch decided to continue it. As far as I understand, Dagger Pussy left Merch as of like last night, right? He put out some tweet suggesting that. I mean, that's how it's gonna end. She's gonna get what she wanted from Merce, which is crazy. What's clear that she wanted. And then basically, here's what was probably gonna happen. In a couple months, or at some point, Ralph and Mersh will have a makeup stream where they both just shit on her. They're both going to be like, yeah, she left both of us, and she was a dumb bitch. And that's how they're going to get back together, like be friends again. This is by shitting on her. Will Josh ever be investigated for... No, he won't. I'm sorry. It's just, like, the reason I say that is because this is like the thing with tax. Everybody talks about the IRS like they audit everybody. You know, that's the whole joke. It's just like, you know, don't fuck with the IRS. Obviously, don't fuck with the IRS. But, like, if you look at the statistics around auditing, I'm just telling you, there's a... If you're a normal person, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to say this. It's not, like, technically illegal, which is that so China has 72 hours until it loses. Yes, right now, 72 hours. At least that war, at least achieving the objective of invading Taiwan. Because after 72 hours, we'll be able to get more forces to Taiwan than just the 101st. And then we dig in on the airfield. And it loses air and sea superiority. And then it's over. Right? 100 miles off its own coast? Yes. Yes. The fact that they can even achieve air superiority, air and sea superiority, considering... like the air and naval power of the U.S. indicates how much stronger it is now. Because the thing is, like, China does not have a blue water navy, and most of its air capabilities are focused on air defense, which is the old Soviet tactic. And like what Iran does, although Iran suck. Anyway, what I was talking about taxes is the audit rates are so low that if you're not like a super baller and you're not like really retarded, people just get away with like tax fraud all the time. And as far as the 501c4, like that's even lower. Like auditing like charities and stuff like that is even lower. Also, 501c4, you can't write off donations, so there's less of a motivation. Now, back China thing. Sorry, I'm going back and forth here. If they do take the airport within 72 hours, then they'll probably win. Because the minute they take the airport, they can, even without like massive air superiority, they can much more easily like ship reinforcements in. The carrier fleets would catch a few hypersonic missiles. That's the thing, though, is they don't have to be on the Chinese coast to do that. They can be behind Taiwan. Number one. Number two, if we, like I said, hold that airfield, then we're operating out of there. And then we bomb all the missile launchers. That's the problem. U.S. Navy got BTFO by Yemen this year. Well, that's a geographical problem. The Red Sea and the Persian Gulf are notorious. They're very good for asymmetrical warfare. Not the Pacific. Is there any timeline in which Josh is actually able to get through a Kata body? We'll talk about that on Friday. Because I'm sure Mr. K has some things to say about that. And that's kind of gone all over the place, roller coaster back and forth. It's funny that Ralph made that bet, and he's basically going to win it. At least it's looking that way. There's some desperate copes about it that I know Josh has put out, but it's over. Hypersonic missiles are sort of. I think a lot of people think that the way missile operations work is that you get like, this is one of your wildest takes, not gonna lie. I'm just basing it off of the U.S. military's war game that they ran in like 2020. I think it was in 2020 or 2021. Like this is not a novel take from me. I'm not doing my own analysis here. I'm citing the experts or whatever. That's what they said after the wargaming, is that the way it would play out is China would have air and sea superiority for 72 hours, and that the 101st Airborne would have to hold Taipei Airport for that period of time. And if they were able to do that, then probability is China loses. I think maybe you underestimate how difficult it is to do overseas operations with what China has, even 100 miles off its coast. Like amphibious operations are hard. That's why you need the airfield, so you can just airlift. It's very hard. Anyway, what I was saying about the hypersonic missiles, a lot of people expect it's like one missile that's like a super missile that always hits, and like and, you know, can never be intercepted. But that's not how like missile operations work. It's honestly about quantity. It's about quantity and having more missiles than they have anti-missiles. Chinese war theories create rift, destroy friendship, as Mr. K goes off the deep end. True. This is something that, yeah, there's no room for disagreement on non-professional sector ship posters theorizing about the course of a potential American-Taiwan war. It's like during the fuck Worski festival when what's his face called? The Richard Spencer called in and wanted to talk about the Ukraine war because he hadn't watched Ralph in like 10 years and thought it was still primarily a political show. China seems to be doing all right, following the Chud playbook of doing nothing and winning. Yeah, well, time is on there. Well, that's the interesting thing about China. The conventional wisdom has always been that time is on China's side, but it's really not anymore. For two reasons. Number one, because of their demographic issues. Like I said, starting in I think 2020 or 2030, their military male age population starts declining. Number two, if you look at the polling in Taiwan, it's mostly the older people who support union, and the younger people support independence, which means that it's like a political solution becomes more out of reach as time goes on, and like the probability of the populace causing problems. Although China's good at dealing with that. Because the conventional wisdom in China used to be, if China's rich and it engages with the world and it larks as wholesome big chungus, we're talking at like the peak of China washing, which peaked in the 2008 Olympics, that Taiwan would eventually voluntarily choose to join. But the demographics don't work out that way. Like the polling doesn't work out that way. If Richard Spencer ain't calling in to give his take, then true. It's true. It's funny that he wanted to talk about Ukraine. Isn't it? Oh no, his wife is Georgian. No, or his ex-wife. The video of Richard Spencer yelling at his wife, that one is that did more damage to him than any of the Nazi shit, honestly, because like it's so bad. Like that video of Richard Spencer screaming at his wife is the dictionary definition of cuck rage. I think there was another question too. Hold on. Oh, Minnesota Somali autism bugs. They're so, like, that is the tip of the iceberg. The US couldn't sustain a hot war in Taiwan logistically. Depends on how long it lasts. And that's the point. Because China has to achieve very specific objectives on a very specific timetable. And if it doesn't, then it's just wasting resources. Like, if it doesn't take the airfield, then it has to do an amphibious operation, and they cannot do an amphibious. Like, they literally don't have the ships necessary to do it, to even cross the strait with enough forces. And if they don't do that, then the idea is what? They just bomb Taiwan into the ground with missiles and stuff? That's a war that the US would win eventually. Like, in an attritional firepower war, like, the US would win that one eventually. Missile production can barely keep up with Ukraine and Israel. Yeah, but there's a lot of potential there, and it could get ramped up very quickly. Not only that, but the U.S., we have planes. Like, that's the reason why we have such a large stockpile of planes, is to buy time for the U.S. to, like, ramp up weapons production. That's why we have a stockpile. And we're the only ones who do that through planes rather than missiles. Why not just wait until the U.S. becomes Brazil, then take some little island? Because, like I said, China has its own, like, time bombs that it has issues with. Not just demographics, but there's one thing that people don't talk about is China has a massive water problem. Beijing has the same amount of water per person as Dubai. And the reason for that is northern China is generally arid and southern China is very wet. That's why, for example, northern China eats noodles and southern China eats rice. But China subsidizes the cost of water in all of its cities as part of like basically as a public order thing, right? If water's cheap, then people are happy. It's as simple as that. And it helps keep promises, various promises, because the general proposition that China gives to its people is you don't get political representation, but we we provide you prosperity and respect for China on the world stage. And the problem with that is when you subsidize water costs, it leads to extremely bad water usage practices. To the point where they will grow rice in northern China, which they never did before, because water's so cheap. People, and I don't mean like water usage as in people don't turn the tap off. I mean like at an industrial level, like they just waste water. And so the plan was that they were going to build a giant canal. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. That was going to move water from southern China to northern China. They saw it as an engineering problem. And they built this giant canal. I think they finished it like 10 years ago, or maybe like 2015, 2016. And the amount of water it moves is like 5% what it needs to. And so basically you run into a problem where either you uncap the subsidies, in which case everybody's water prices are going to go up and it's going to cause public order problems, or you don't, and then it starts having like long-term industrial consequences. So that's just one of these. That's like, and I'm not one of those like China's going to collapse tomorrow guys, the meme where it's like all the thumbnails where it's like China. I'm not that at all. It's just there are long-term, like they're just problems. Like the US has long-term problems, right? And so because of that, it is on a timetable. Water is not the only one. There's demographics, obviously. And if you think about it, this is very cynical, but states are cynical. States are amoral entities. That's the other thing you got to understand, especially in a secular world and in a world where there is no justification for power other than purely material. There's no like transcendent justification for power. You have to just look at all this stuff like very cynically. You can't really expect anything else. And even before, when they did have transcendent justifications for power, you still could be cynical because people don't live up to their justifications. But the what I was going to get at is China's also going to have a massive excess male population as a ratio to females. So like it's a double crisis. It's after 2029, the male population is going down, right? Because of the fertility rate. But the amount of more men than women increases because of because of the one-child policy. And so you're just going to have like 30 million, like more than that actually, I think, 30 million, quote, excess men who will never be able to get married. A war sounds like a way to solve, like at least blunt that problem. Now, it's risky, right? Because having a bunch of men who you basically have to hope they die in the war, right? Because if they come home and now they have military training and they can never get married, those are exactly the sort of men that basically have nothing to lose on regime change. And this has happened in China before. It happened after one of the kind of not covered aspects of the Taiping Rebellion is that it created a lot of excess military trained men after the war. And a lot of those were the quote bandits and whatnot that destabilized the Qing and led to all the warlords and stuff. What does China have to gain by invading? If they lose, U.S. hegemony is secured for another 100 years. If they do nothing, the U.S. continues to decline. If they win, because, like I said, China has a very specific propositions to its people, and every country is like this. It's always a trade-off, right? And the proposition China has made to its people is that they will not receive political representation, or even pretend like there's not even going to be a kabuki game about it like they do in America, in exchange for economic prosperity and Chinese respect on the world stage. And China themselves have tied that second concept to the reclamation of Taiwan. And if that proposition breaks down, then you could have internal public order problems, because then it's like, well, then what's the deal? Like, you're not keeping your end of the bargain. And you tie this into the whole concept in China of like the mandate of heaven, which is still a thing. They might not call it that, but it's still like a thing. And it's a country that like when the deal quote isn't kept, like, and you see this throughout history, things can fall apart and fracture like very quickly, and it's bad. And obviously, people in charge only care about staying in charge. The proposition doesn't exist because it's like benevolent. It exists as a basically a power sharing agreement. And so because they've tied the concept of Chinese respect internationally with reclaiming Taiwan, it means it has to be achieved at some point, or at least attempted to be achieved. And also them losing, I don't think secures U.S. hegemony for 100 years. The U.S. could fuck itself up, even if they lose that war. $1,000 going to Al Shahab. Yeah, I think that's funny because it's literally just the tip of the iceberg. There's probably 100 more examples of exactly this sort of thing, where people are taking advantage of NGOs and federal government spending to filter back to the third world for whatever stupid tribalistic. I mean, a perfect example of that is the what's it called, Khalistan issue, the region in Kashmir, the Indians and Pakistan fight over. That's another thing that, like, so much of the politics for that come from the first world Indians, like going back all the way to the 70s. China, big short distance. US, smaller long distance. It's that simple. What do you mean? It went to a terror group for reals. Yeah. Well, it went somewhere. I don't know. It just going out of the US in general is bad. I liked the idea of them trying to crack down on remittances, but I don't know. You have to get financial institutions backing on that. I mean, that was the whole thing with the Patriot Act. As a Josh has talked about this. He doesn't get the details right, but the deputize the banks for like money laundering and stuff. If you can get them to get on board with the remittance thing, then it might work. Imagine being a U.S. airborne with 1,000 chink drones. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. One of us airborne is going to get, it's going to be bad. It's going to be like one of the worst places in the world to be. Or like in history, like that. There's going to be like those 3 days are going to suck for them. We got to defend this airfield for 72 hours. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be like, what's the Call of Duty where it's like a giant drone war? It's like a Black Ops 3, I think. Or 2. It might be 2. Where it's like a giant drone war between the US and China. Yeah, I don't know. It's dug-in infantry, hard to beat. Ukraine, reteaching that lesson. People always forget. Doesn't matter how, like, even as technology advances, literally just a guy in a hole. It's hard to kill. It's just hard to kill. Are Mexicans versus their... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically. That's kind of what I mean, though, where it's like, even if China loses, that doesn't necessarily mean U.S. hegemony for 100 years. I don't think the U.S. would actually intervene, allowing the war to turn into a meat grinder like Ukraine seems more sensible. It wouldn't do that. China would stop it before them. It's easy for... Ukraine is easy to be a meat grinder because it's a continental war between two armies that were designed to be like mass formation, like operational units. Whereas Taiwan, I mean, that's like an air-sea operation. Like you either secure the infrastructure you need to move the actual army over, or you don't. The only attritional aspect from that point would be like munitions, and that's a losing proposition. We have to fight 70-foot men. Just pick up fishing nets, drones get stuck there. Yeah, there's a lot of funny anti-drone measures that you see coming out of Ukraine that are... It's like how to find the cheapest way to deal with an already cheap weapon system. That's the other problem with missiles, too, is if there was ever like a super big, long-term attritional war, the missile, it would be sort of like, so like in World War I, all the combatants had run out of their shell supply by 1915. That's why there was a lull in the combat, in the war, in the summer of 1915. Because they had all used up all their shells because they went hard for like the end of 14 and the beginning of 15. The spring of 15. Think of like after the Battle of the Marne, the Miracle of the Marne. That's going to be like the missiles. If there was like ever a giant war, that would be like the missiles, where the way we use them would radically change like 6 months into the conflict. Because once you get through the initial stockpile you have to start using them differently until production ramps up. And even when it does ramp up, you have to start using them differently. Okay. I think that's everything. Oh, wait. Also, I found this guy. He has like no subscribers, but this video has some views. And I don't know, this might be interesting. I'll get to it eventually. But this is Colin the White's last video. This is archived. This isn't the original video. He got banned. He's a king. He burned hot. He burned hot. We watched him before. This was his last video predicting Black Ops 7 stuff.
I just want to get this straight to the point, and there's only one reason as to why I'm starting from the, the menu. And that's just to show how fast I can get into the game. Like, I literally, just booted up the game, and, now I'm literally playing, dude. Which is absolutely, that was, under a minute? And, honestly, the point of this video is as to why, gay niggas that are just gay dumbass niggas are gonna play Black Ops 7. And that's honestly gonna, explain a lot, because I really do want to show, how fast it takes to get to Black Ops 7.
It's one of the funniest things about this guy is you watch more of his video, you go through his catalog. So, obviously, the titles are like a shit post. The thumbnails are a shit post. Everything about it feels like a shit post. But in these videos, he actually does usually, have a discrete argument and then makes a point. They're not just shit posts.
Matter of fact, here is, the last time I played was a long time ago, and I just want to show you how quick and, awesome and gay it is to load up Black Ops 7. So I haven't loaded up in, 2 seasons. Keep in mind, I was able to get into a Black Ops 1 game in under, 1 minute. And so we're going to see how fast it takes to, get to Black Ops 6. It's just gonna explain a lot because, but I do want to explain why gay niggas play Black Ops 7.
True.
Or just 6 in general, or just any modern Call of Duty. There's just so many reasons. And as I'm waiting to boot up a game, and whatever, update requires restart. I gotta boot.
Wow. It's all conspiring to prove exactly his point with, the update and all the options and
boot
shit.
Up the game again.
This is what I mean. It feels like all of his videos, they feel like a giant joke shitpost, but he usually does have, an actual argument.
But yeah, with that said, my PC froze. So yeah, I'm just trying to boot up the game, and so the reason why dumb niggas play Black Ops 6 and is going to play Black Ops 7, it's so simple. So, with that said, if you are not hyped for Black Ops 7, feel free to smash the like button and subscribe down below. And if you are going to play Black Ops 7, please hit the dislike. Let me know that you're super duper gay in the comments and that you like big black dicks. And I'm just saying. I'm just speaking the facts here. Besides all the skill-based matchmaking, all the manipulative marketing, and the EOMM, and all the crossover. Have you ever played a mobile game? I have, and with that said, I mean, it's just, I feel like there's more monetization in this AAA game than,
World War II Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops was a goated run, never. Yeah, honestly. I played all the I played all the Call of Duties on release from the first one, through Black Ops 2, and then I stopped. What's the name of the channel? Colin the White, but it got banned. The last time I covered him, or we watched a video, he still had his channel. He got banned, so this is the archive, Colin the White archive. Now, unfortunately, this archive does not have the thumbnails, which were really funny. And he says that he tried. Here, let me... I think he says he tried but got banned. Yeah, look, I wanted to upload the YouTubes, but I can't. The Colin the White community. Yeah, so I think the last one I played was Black Ops 2. Then I didn't play any of the ones after that. And then I came back in for Cold War, and I played that one. I actually liked the campaign for Cold War. I thought it was not terrible. But the multiplayer kind of sucked. And then I haven't played any since.
Oh, wow, Black Cell.
Harmful Opinions put out a video about David Wood. Dude, it's over. I think even the VTuber that Jim talked to tweeted about David Wood. Nicholas Eats Oreos watched it on stream.
Wow, the first thing I see...
Battlefield was never good. Lies. Battlefield's literally been good since the very first one, since 1942. I played so much 1942, and then I didn't play much of Battlefield 2 when it came out, which is a shame, because Battlefield 2 is good, too.
is a black cell frickin' advertisement. Alright, so here we oh gosh. At least I could skip it. Wow, I don't really care. Alright, let's do a zombies game. I guess it would be fair to load up a zombies game. Oh! Black Ops! Black Ops!
He's so right, though. Like, he's so right. That you have to go through all this bullshit just to get into zombies.
Whoa! By the way, I'm still trying to boot up a game. Alright. Can I boot up a game, please? Can I boot up a game? Can I boot up a game? Yeah, so this is why modern Call of Duties are gay. If you buy this, you might absolutely have Down syndrome.
True, unironically.
And I'll be honest, yeah, $30, by the way, absolutely insane. So yeah, I don't really have to explain why gay niggas should play this game. Oh, continue anyway. Nah, I'm just a fucking rebel like that. Wow, okay, let's do solo. What's the new map? Oh, reckoning. Alright, cool. Alright, can I start the game? Alright, my game froze. Alright, I'm starting the game. Alright, so this whole time I've been trying to load up a game. And that is honestly, like, I don't have to explain it anymore.
Before
so yeah, by the way,
I have to quickly...
Battlefield is...
Oh, dude, this is worse than I thought. I thought he would have posted like a 4-minute video of him just watching the clip, but this is like a full one of his videos. Like full 20 minutes.
Explain that you will hear some garbled words. This is because I am censoring certain phrases by reversing them, as typically my videos that touch on any of this get removed.
I guess I'm not surprised because Harmful Opinions is an atheist, although, so he would want to cover this. Although I don't know this for sure, but from my experience, he's kind of not a gay atheist, you know? Like, he's not like annoying about it.
And I'm hoping that this will be an adequate defense, without having to resort to juvenile euphemisms. Onto the video. I think I've stumbled across yet another example of...
Rising Storm is running circles. That's true. Yeah. I mean, Red Orchestra 2 is so good. And Rising Storm.
The problem with the born this way, therefore it's okay rhetoric, wherein beyond recognizing that there are certain people who are certain ways that they can't help, and not blaming them for being that way, special allowances are made. Lenient.
Why am I reminded of Chad PS3 was the best games? Tears of War. Galo. These gay niggas playing Galo. Chad Warden is so cool. So cool. Been learning theology as a seeker. I don't know. I'm sure this is a good video. I don't know. I have this like I have this apprehension. I hope that the point of this video is that David Wood is retarded and not a good spokesman for Christianity and not lol Christians pwned. I don't think Harmful Opinions would do that. I think he's smarter than that. I don't think I'm gonna watch this tonight, but I might watch it next time. I want to finish this though.
Going to destroy Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Yeah, just, you know, don't listen to anybody else but actually, yeah, you could probably listen to Ghost of 8 and shit. Yeah, he's pretty cool. But, yeah, with that said, I honestly don't know what else to say. Yeah, so modern gaming
You got
is
it,
gay,
man, Colin.
so
You're proving your point. Like, you got him, King.
People that play Black Ops 6 and is going to play Black Ops 7. So yeah, so here's the thing. Even if you freaking play on Game Pass, you're kind of just as gays because you're actually
100%
like helping the Activision shareholders. Wow, this is
what the fuck is going on with this skin?
Awesome. Oh, by the way, my game is lagging because I didn't download all of my shaders.
Some of the old Rising Storm devs created a new studio and are making a new Cold War game. That's cool. They should do like a Team Yankee type thing where it's like Cold War goes hot.
So technically, I still couldn't even play. That's what happens if you're a rebel and you don't listen to the rules. Your game's just gonna suck. Wow, look at this optimization. Wow, a 40 series graphics card and I'm having all these optimization issues. You see the problem? So yeah, modern gaming is gay. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of this game. I kind of want to play Black Ops 1 still. So yeah, I'd rather play Black Ops 1 because I'm not really, not filling everything with advertisements. There's no gay bundles. Like, I'm actually JFK. So yeah, with that said.
I'm actually JFK.
That's really all I have for the video.
I mean, true.
I just want to say that gay niggas play Black Ops 7. And yeah, you might be on the verge of retardation. Actually, matter of fact, I just made an executive order of saying that, yeah, you are retarded if you buy Black Ops.
Why did he buy it? So that he could bestow us this video, dude. He took the hit so that he could come here and lay the truth down. And this truth nuke was so powerful that Activision sent out their minions to get his channel banned. That's why we have to watch this on an archive.
7. So yeah.
I'm JFK, bitch.
Alright, I'm gonna get going. See.
Doesn't even finish. That's so Kino. It just ends like halfway through the sentence. Oh, this faggot fucking Ackman. Fuck that guy. I'm glad more people are covering David Wood. I'm glad that I bought the religious fear sector coin when it was like 0, and now all these drama guys are coming in. These Johnny come lately harmful opinion. How about this harmful opinion? You stream. How about you have me be your religious sphere correspondent? When you want to hear about the religious sphere drama, you have me come on. I give you the pitch. I'm like, look, man, here's what's happening with the religious guys. And then people won't think you're biased because I'm Christian and you're not, and it'll be like it'll be like a synergistic sort of relationship. But yeah, you're coming into my sphere here. I'm the guy who does the religious sphere drama, and you're coming in and you're a Johnny come lately. Yeah, I called dibs. I called dibs, exactly.
Is given where it would not otherwise be. As in, it is not only their state that is tolerated, but their behavior.
Oh, I see what he's talking. I was thinking about what he was trying to get. It's because David Wood is like a diagnosed psychopath, I guess, and so like I think some people have tried to defend him by saying like almost like a gay defense, like he was born this, he can't help it, bitch. It's like, what the fuck? No, if Christianity, if you're gonna claim Christianity is like a transcendent religion, it should be able to deal with stuff like that. Halo time. I'll probably stream Wednesday. I don't know. There's other stuff. There's lots of stuff because I was Thanksgiving zing last week. And like I said at the beginning, me and Mr. K will be doing a big Josh stream again on Friday. We got a lot. We got 2 Maddies. I hear there's some gold dust in there, and we're gonna find timestamps this time because that's the thing about the Maddies. It's a double-edged sword because 90% of it is like nothing and is kind of boring and excruciating. Just sit and watch all the way through. But there's like little nuggets of gold, right? Like him saying he has a Nigerian doctor. And so, for the benefit of the audience, I think we're gonna pre-watch both of them, get some timestamps, and just get the good stuff. And there's some crazy. There's more crazy posts of his on the farms as always.